Once upon a time, in the beginning of time in memoriam, we witness an ancient wood, untouched by any outside influence. It is filled with verdant trees, beautiful animals, and magic unbound. There once was an enchantress that lived in this wood, and lived alone for many years. She did, until the presence of man infected the wood. In the spirit of good nature and friendship, the enchantress opened her home and provided knowledge of magic to man, and they welcomed her and her skill with open arms for a while. But soon, in the cascading years, man became more hungry, more ravenous for her magic, and sought to use her for their twisted ends. Much like man is, they take and they take from those that give until there is nothing left to give. This was their first mistake. She, being the daughter of the sun and the moon, took man's twisted plots and needs and spread them amongst the world, shattering a once solitary and unified landmass into many. And she found peace. For a while. We are in ancient Greece. The enchantress is now called Medea, and she is viewed fondly by others. She has warmed up to man enough to allow her to be in their presence once more. Medea even became warm enough to take one as a partner, a friend, a lover, through time. His name was Jason. He was a warrior, a prince. He was strong and beautiful and radiant like the sun. They traveled far and wide together, surviving road and ruin to finally settle in Corinth. He reminded her of life worth living, and together they had many sons. But things cannot last in happiness forever, especially for someone as timeless as an enchantress. Jason sought to replace Medea after a time. She soon found out about his plans and began to develop machinations of her own. For his betrayal, she destroyed the city of Corinth, turning the people upon each other and their king and his new bride. Hubris was Jason's weapon, and it became his downfall. She took their children, and, under the guise of killing them, sent them to far different corners of the earth and wiped their memories so they would never know of their mother and her love. A punishment to herself for being so foolish and trusting in man once again. We are now on an island far from any land. It is a veritable mass of rock and sand with patches of paradise cropped between the unforgiving stone. There Medea sat, stewed, and twisted herself into someone unloving and cold. She became Sycorax. For years, she moved the island to her own whim, using her magic to raise and lower oceans, to develop the mass into ways that might benefit her, might stimulate her, but nothing came to mind. Nothing finally connected, much like that of human connection. So, she broke her own vow and formed a new child, Caliban, but made him in an image so twisted so that he would need her forever. She made him so no one could take him from her. But she did not realize that there might be someone that would take her from him. In a whirlwind of fate and magic, Sycorax was pulled from the island by a portal set by a witch, one Frau Totenkinder, who needed a helping hand in her schemes. Frau Totenkinder was a dark, mischievous, and vile witch who had affected many lives, had taken deals with many different people and ruined them over time, but each time finding comeuppance. She had developed so many schemes, so many evil things, that she needed someone to help her out. So, the wicked Frau took Sycorax, and in these years of service, Sycorax, only known as the Enchantress, took Frau's place in these schemes in an effort to allow Totenkinder to work on her time management skills. The Enchantress took the form of Ravina, the wicked witch that romanced Snow White's father for ill gain. A scheme to trick a man, break his heart, and ruin his family? Perfectly fine for the Enchantress. We see her under the waves of the ocean, impersonating a common sea witch by the name of Ursula, taking a young mermaid's voice from her for the sheer fun of it, as well as a mermaid's voice being a mighty useful tool. Even now we see her in the form of an old, wizened woman, winding her way through a snowstorm to a charming castle on a hill. Resplendent banners are adorned with the coat of arms of one Prince Adam, a fair and handsome prince who is known across the land for his looks as well as his debaucherous lifestyle and wicked temper. Her footsteps and the clack of her walking stick are drowned out by the resounding shriek of the wind and snow blowing past her. Enchantress, please describe yourself.
I would say that she looks... her hair is out, wild, is the best way to put it. She looks forlorn. Probably dressed in clothing that is unassuming, I suppose. Covers her very well. For the first time in a while, she looks extremely lost. Her blue eyes are very dim. Thoughtful. She looks like she's been through a lot, I would say.
This is another one of Frau Totenkinder's errands. She has sent you to this castle to deliver a rose. That is it. To deliver a rose. The rose will do the rest of the work to Prince Adam, because Frau Totenkinder has an idea, has a way to get a prince under her spell. Many times her schemes have been foiled for trying to take in young princesses, but this time, the mind of a man can be very easily wielded and used. And there is no better than you to utilize this tool. You make your way up these stone steps. Finally, you can hear the sounds of frivolity and joy, partying happening inside of this castle. There are dishes clattering. There are wine corks unpopping. It sounds like there is an extravagant party happening. Enchantress, what do you do?
Well, I know that this prince is handsome and probably is extremely vain. I know that my looks would definitely draw attention immediately, but another look would draw even more attention. One that's the exact opposite. One that is absolutely hideous, grotesque, something that is not appealing to this gathering. So I would use my magic. It's not that hard for me. Make myself an old crone hag, elongate my features, make me look absolutely hideous. Who would want that? Who would want that at this party?
You wield your magic as a tool, as a sculptor would, to change your face. And you use your magic to move the heavy steel knocker outside the door to bang once, twice, thrice. You bang once again, and finally you can hear the door open. You see a man. He's balding. He has white hair. It's full in the back, but it's very clearly balding up top. He takes very good care of it. It's curly. He seems to be a butler of sorts, and he says, "Yes, excuse me, mademoiselle, how can I help you?"
Oh, very kind, sir. I'm looking for somewhere to... it's cold out here, and I need somewhere warm to stay for the evening.
You see him look around. He says, I know that it is cold, and this is no place for a woman of your age to be caught in, but trust me, you do not want to be here. And you can hear something shatter in the background. This is not the place for a woman your age. Please, if you could go to the stable, and then you hear a voice behind you go, Butler! Butler, who is that at the front door? I need you to... You hear footsteps. And then you see an arm and frame reach around and squeeze the butler tight around the neck and say, Butler, I need you to who is this? And you see a handsome young man. Seems to be about 21, 22. He has a ruddy nose, but very fair complexion, high cheekbones, structured face, dimpled chin, red hair tied back, a little wild, with deep green eyes that are a little ruddy themselves from drinking. His shirt is open. You can see the couple curls of chest hair growing out. And he goes, "Well, who is this creature that just seems to be lost in the middle of a... By God, is that a snowstorm? What are you doing, madam? Come in, please, come in."
By all means, thank you. Oh, you are quite a handsome young man.
Butler, go buttle something, please. Monsieur, my highness, please, go on, go fancy yourself with a candelabra or something. Please, tell me. Mother, as he helps you inside, and you see this brilliant foyer where you see a gorgeous grand staircase leading up, and there is a stained glass window that has the visage of this prince within it. There's a table in the center, and he takes your stick from you, and he goes, "Please, take your boots off. You have to, please, it is much..."
Thank you, kind sir. I will do such, but this place is so beautiful and grand. Much like yourself, no?
You see him grab a wine bottle and just upturn it, and he goes, "This place.
Mm-hmm.
This place is a shithole compared to what I've seen. You're so buttoned up. There's a party happening just inside there. Would you like to join this party? You sound ravishing."
I sound ravishing, you say. I haven't been called that in quite some time. And then she lifts her, throws her cowl back, but thank you. I sound ravishing, you say.
And you see him stop and stumble, and he trips over the table and falls back, and the bottle drops and cracks, and he goes, "Oh, God! I'm sorry, I did not mean to react so harshly, but you are such..."
Maybe it's the drink of yours. That's probably what it is, yes.
You go to help him, and he says, "Don't touch me, please. You were just..."
"Well, weren't you just so kind earlier? Did I do something wrong?"
"Please, you... Oh my goodness. I'm at a... What? Butler! Butler, please remove her now. What are you doing? What are you doing here in my home? Who allowed you in here?"
"You did. Didn't you not? And it's cold outside. There's a winter storm."
And you can see his mind is... His eyes, he's confused. He's drunk. And he goes, "I let you in?"
"Yes, you did. You did let me in. It could have been the drink that maybe swayed your judgment on that. Or maybe something else, but you let me in, yes."
And he stands by the table, and he looks at you, and he goes, "I let you in."
"Yes."
Interesting. Fine. You're looking for shelter from a storm, correct?
"That is correct, young man. Young highness."
If that's the case, well, we're not an inn, we're not a tavern, but we're not offering you nothing. We're offering you a place to sleep, warmth by the fire. What do you have to offer us?
"What I have to offer?"
Indeed. We are doing you a kindness, so you should have something in return. Is it not fair?
"I guess. Would it have changed anything if I looked different for you?"
You see a wicked smile on his face, and he goes, "I have some ideas. That's not the case anymore. Come quick.
What?
Gold? Something, perhaps? Have you any wine?" As he gestures towards the broken wine bottle.
I look at the wine, and then I like like essentially do a motion with my hand, and it seems that time reverses. It falls backwards and tumbles back into his hands, filled with the wine that he had spilled. It's like it never happened in the first place.
You see him blink multiple times and go, How are you
Oh,
able to...
that was the drink on you. I think that all I did was give you another wine. I think the butler came in and cleaned that up real quick for you. But this is a gift to you.
Please roll persuade an NPC with heart.
My heart. 0. Wait, -1. Okay, so that is a 7. But the heart is not my thing.
He goes, yes, a gift. Perhaps some wine. But we have plenty of wine. If you wish to stay here, you old crone, then something. Gold, perhaps, or something, a gift. Maybe. Mayhaps give it to the butler so I can get back to my partying. And you see he turns as if
What about this gift? And it's a rose. She holds it out to him. It's an enchanted rose.
He stops and he turns and he looks at it. It's beautiful.
Indeed. It is meant to reflect the owner's heart, as it were. You seem to maybe be a kind soul, right? But I have to give you a gift in order to receive that kindness.
And you see he's staring at the rose. And he looks at it and he says, May I?
By all means. He hands over this rose in a glass. For you.
And he takes it gently from you, missing any of the thorns, and he goes, I've never seen a rose as beautiful as this one. My garden must be filled with roses such as this.
It made that much of an impression on you, dear.
I must have more. Tell me where I can find more of this rose.
I could make more of these roses for you, or I can go out and search for them on your behalf.
Are you trying to put a wager on top of a wager? A deal on top of a deal?
You're the one that seemed to want more roses quite like this. You keep on adding deals on top of deals on top of deals.
I am a powerful prince, royalty known across this land. And you dare say that I make deals on top of deals? I do not make deals, I make orders, you old How about this? I will take my wealth, I will take my power, and I will find these roses myself, and I have no need for you. You know what, even more so...
There is where it is, that ugly, ugly core of yours, isn't that right, Prince?
Ugly? You would call any part of me a prince?
Oh, no. And then she's crouched down, but then she slowly stands up to almost his height. It doesn't seem right, obviously. It's like, oh, I know this visage of yours is glorious, magnificent, beautiful even. Everyone else can see it, but I see. And then you see her old warded hand get more supple, beautiful, youthful, poke at his chest. But right there, that's ugly.
You. And he looks at your hand. And he looks up at the rest of you as the rest of you begins to shift and turn into your beautiful self, Enchantress, glorious and resplendent before him. And he looks at the rose and he looks at you and he goes, I had no idea. I had no idea.
Would it have changed anything if I approached you like this?
it would have changed everything. And you see him, he drops the rose and he gets down on his knees and he says, I would have offered you my lands. I would have offered you my own castle, all of my stores of wine. My people would...
It doesn't matter. I've had those before. I have seen kingdoms crumble before me. It is nothing new. But this is the first time, I believe, that I've seen such a ugly side of a man up front like this. This is new for me. She crouches down and picks up the rose. It's like, I wasn't lying. This is reflective of your core, as ugly as it is. So perhaps maybe, ooh, I know what I should do with you. What if I made this, points to all of him, as ugly as that?
Please roll spirit for me with advantage.
With advantage. Oh, 1 second. 7, and then 2 is 9.
With a tap of the rose, one petal falls on the ground, and a wave of energy falls from it, and you can see it spread about. And he's still in this servile begging position to you. And he goes to grab the rose, and he goes to grab you, but in a way, you rebuff him. And the rose is replaced in his hand. And you can see that vines start to grow up along the columns of this great hall that he's in. The tile begins to crack a bit. You can see the stained glass window shatters in the back a bit as snow starts sweeping in. And you can see, as he grabs the rose, he's entranced. This version of you, this vision of you, he stabs himself. He pricks himself on one of the thorns. And his veins start turning black from that thorn prick as they lead down his arms. And you can hear him say, "What are you doing to me? What is happening to me? What did you do? You vile witch, what did you do?" As you see claws push past his fingernails, as a beastly hand grows out of his human hand.
Only righting the wrongs of the world. That's what I'm doing.
What has happened to me? And you can see him start to tear at his own flesh as you see tufts of fur poke forth. And he backs forward and knocks the table over. And he grabs the wall and scratches down it, and he points one finger as you can see another claw growing from the human nails. And he says, "You've tricked me! You have put this trick on me! I must stop. How?" And you see him stumble into the dining hall, and the doors close behind him. And then you hear screams. And you hear the roar of a beast tearing apart party guests. Servants trying to stop him. And you turn. And you walk out.
I was going to give him more information about what he could do to change that. Oh, well, it's okay. And she smiles and walks out.
And you walk out. And you soar beyond the snowstorm, heading back to Frau Totenkinder's cabin in a wood. But the trip takes you a long time, Enchantress. And by the time you get back to this ancient wood, you see a sight that shocks you. You crest over a hill, and you see the cabin has been replaced by a house. And there are no trees anymore in this little valley that you and Frau Totenkinder shared down below. There's just stumps of trees that have been cut down by a wickedly sharp axe. And you see a man. Seems to be in knightly garb, walking about. He's checking some bee hives. What do you do?
Does he have the axe, or does he have an axe with him?
You can see the axe is leaning next to a chair that he has off to the side.
I'm going to like waltz over, but I'm going to like lift a hand up and grab at like the core that is his heart as a warning, just in general.
You make your way towards him and you try to grab at the core that is his heart, and nothing happens. And he turns and he looks at you and he goes,
Interesting.
I was wondering when you would return.
This is quite the entrance here. What is this?
Please, please, do not fret. Perhaps have a seat. Relax
No.
yourself.
No.
I'm certain this might come as a shock to you.
and you can see that his mouth is moving, but it is not matching the words that are coming out of his mouth. He has dark hair, it looks scraggly, green piercing eyes, and he has moss growing on copper plates of armor. A deep green cloak. The buzzing of the bees is in your ears behind you. He goes,
Mayhaps you might be calm, and I can explain to you.
You have 1 minute. You don't have a heart, but there's other ways I can tear you down.
he smiles at this, and he says,
Many have tried, but I come bearing an offer. You are an enchantress. Not just an enchantress, but the enchantress. Sycorax, Ravina, Ursula, Medea. A position of power upon my lord's council. To use your gifts to unite this land.
That's the offer.
You have ran for so long. And you have been dogged by men. And now you find your powers being in servitude to another.
Where is she actually, by the way? Looking around. Made a whole show of this.
She put up a fight, but she ran. They all run.
So would it be... Would I assume that, like, you ended the contract by having her running tail? Is that what I'm hearing?
Perhaps you could just have her head take her power for your own.
I could do that.
All you have to do is assist my lord.
No, actually, I'm not gonna do that. Actually, so you want me? Let me see if I fully understand the situation here. You did a power play, motions to the rest of the area. Had her run tail. Thank you for that. Kind of gave me my freedom. I could do some stuff with that. But then on top of that, you want me to automatically provide my services to another, to a lord, to a man. Is that what I'm hearing? How is that gonna sell it for me exactly?
Just one little trick. One little spell from you. And all that you could possibly want is yours.
What little trick would you like me to do? And it better be good.
The heart of a people. You see, people do not see the service of our Lord as something good. They see it as something to run from. But with your help, you could make them all bend the knee.
So, ooh. How did you think this was going to work? You know who I am. And you think that I would want to have everyone change their will for your Lord, who I never met, by the way, and lose their agency, their will, because you'll give me everything I want? Oh, I have had that story told to me before. She like points there a little bit. Ooh, you must think I'm a child.
No, not a child. A witch. And I know even witches have their limitations.
But I am, as you said, and then her eyes go really blindingly blue, enchantress.
Kind of hard to perform your tricks when you don't have a place of power.
And he looks around at the trees that have all been chopped down in the wood.
Is there a way to make a new place of power?
It's gonna be hard.
You're
You're gonna have to have a good success. You could try.
It's okay. I guess that's fair. So you came to me already with a trump card to try to get me to do what you wanted.
Let's just say I'm a fan of games. And I like to know the rules and to be on equal ground.
You call this equal ground? What is this game? She starts circling him, like on the prowl.
There's a sapling
Mm-hmm.
located somewhere here. If you find it, you get your power back. If not, you don't have it. And you're at my whim.
Fine. Games. Then she's going to stop pacing. I don't have any magic, is what I'm assuming, or do I have magic still?
No magic.
I would assume I know this forest very well.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go through my memory to remember if I remember where a sapling might be?
Go ahead and roll mind for me, please.
Okay. Seven plus 1, 8.
8. There's two possibilities. There is, on the far side, there's a small stream where there was the youngest part of the forest, and there might be a sapling there. Or Frau Totenkinder would have kept one on her at all times, or had one stashed away just in case something like this happened.
But the cabin's been replaced.
In a sense. You can tell now that you get closer to it that it's the cabin, but there's just been some adjustments added to it. Seemingly somebody new has moved in and decided to make the porch a little bit larger. Has decided to add a greenhouse in the back, you know, things of that nature.
Someone moved in. I'm gonna go to that younger part of the woods then to look for it.
He sits in his chair and he looks at you and he just grabs a goblet and he sips from it, and you can see it all spill from around his mouth, almost like it's trying to feed a doll something, or trying to give a doll a drink. And he says,
I'll be waiting.
and you make your way to that youngest part of the forest. And you travel and you travel. And you see it, a sapling. It's there. You make your way across the stream. It's almost perfect. It's a clearing in some dark, decrepit trees that you see this young sapling growing through a ray of sunlight, and you make your way closer toward it. And you hear in the back of your voice, in the back of your head, Frau Totenkinder's voice. She says, "No. No. Don't give in to what he wants." What are you? Are you an all-powerful enchantress? Or are you a pawn, just to be used by another man?
Oh, great, Totenkinder. Then what am I supposed to do without a place of power?
Use the sapling. Get creative. What's the point of teaching you all these tricks and you teaching me things in turn if you're not going to utilize them?
Listen, I knew what I was doing already.
Focus on me. Focus on my voice. I've gathered with others and we are leaving this place, going someplace else. Focus on me. And we can recuperate and come back when we're ready.
But they need to be ended. They think they can just take over.
And they will be ended. But wait for them to get fat and happy. Wait for them to get comfortable. Then you can strike. They're always the weakest when they're comfortable, dumb, fed.
That is fair. Fine, where are you?
Just follow my voice. You can hear her voice pull through the wind, almost like a trail being left for you.
Can I take the sapling though? Like,
Yeah, you can.
Right.
Yeah, you can absolutely grab it. You cup it
Okay.
in your hands, and you can feel it glowing, and you feel a little bit of your magic return to you.
and I take a deep breath and I follow that wisp of the voice through the woods.
And you carry that sapling. And the sapling being like a tuning fork, or a compass, it leads you to join this group that is leaving. And you see there are a mass of people: Old King Cole, the big bad wolf, the woodsman, friends and enemies gathered together, making their way away from the homelands. And you just take your sapling. You fall in line. And when the moment strikes, so that Medea is not too utilized, not too put upon by other people, we see her turn into an unassuming cat with a twig in her mouth. She makes her way from the homelands to New York City, to Fabletown, to start over, to make a life for herself. And with that, I can say good evening and welcome to Carrion Comfort Studios. My name is Wes Franks, your MC for tonight. I am privileged to present to you Fables Once and Future, an Urban Shadows 2E series. Before we get to some announcements, let's meet our cast, starting with April.
Hi, hello, I'm April. You can find me ever as Apariga, and I play Hana. I use the Imp playbook.
Amazing,
Yay.
amazing. Excellent job, April. Speaking of excellent jobs, Jacob.
Oh shit! What's up, everybody? My name is Jacob Blake, Duval King Jacob on the internet. I have the he/him pronoun ridiculousness. And tonight, as always, I'll be playing Buffkin. He's also he/him, and he uses the Fae playbook.
Fantastic. Then we have Prince.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice. I am playing Amin Beg, the Aware. Both of our pronouns are he, him, and I'm ready for tonight.
Perfect. Then we have Rachel.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel, also known as @MissPettyDreadful on Twitter. You can nope, that's for the end of the show. We're at the beginning of the show. I'm playing Vera, and she is the veteran playbook, pronouns she, her.
Fantastic. Raven.
Hey friends, I'm Raven. Pronouns are they, she, they. Please use them interchangeably. I am playing Khadija. Her pronouns are she, her. I am playing an OBFL, which uses a modded Vamp playbook.
Excellent, excellent. And last, but certainly not least, Ambrose.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sade, or Ambrose, she, they pronouns. I am playing Maddie, the Enchantress, using the Wizard playbook, she, her pronouns.
Excellent, excellent. And like I said at the top of the show, or at the top of this announcement, my name is Wes Franks. I'm your MC, he, they pronouns. But I'll be your narrator and your MC for this evening. This show is sponsored by Dice Envy and 1985 Games. Be sure to check out their links in the chat and or in our About section to see what both have to offer you in the way of wares. Use code COMFORT at the site to get 10% off of your orders. Also, special shout out to our patrons and the subscribers to CCS for making this and our other shows possible. Without your support, none of this would be happening, and we thank you for it. If you'd like to support CCS directly, please consider signing on to our Patreon. Ciao. Our cast and I have worked hard to present to you the best possible show we could. If you'd like to compensate us for tonight's show, then please type !Fables in the chat to bring up a link to our Pally page, where you can tip us for our hard work. We have a series of goals for this show, and every dollar helps us get closer and closer to them. I think we are only $20 away from having the show and our character playlists given out. So go ahead and check that out. And tip if you can. Our artwork was masterfully created by a fantastic artist, Lynn. You can find their work at www.artstation.com/gremlinart, that is GREMLYNNART, as well as on Twitter at twitter.com/gremlinart, spelled the same way as their ArtStation URL. Fables Once and Future is a show with mature themes that include strong language, violence, politically motivated turmoil, sexual content, and more. I and the cast have sat down and discussed our lines and veils before the game in our private session 0, and we have multiple safety tools on hand if the need arises. 2022 marks the 20th anniversary of the comic book Fables. That is why it was imperative to me to make sure that I treated the source material with the utmost respect. With that comes my job to adapt and make sure that our narrative honors that of Fables, but we must improve on it as well. That is why in this telling of the story, all Mundies and Fables introduced in this story shall be judged by how they act, and not how they look, speak, worship, fuck, and present themselves. Our story also deals with fables and folklore that are beyond the Eurocentric focus of the original series. I have worked with PhD coordinator Helena Galib of the Cultures in Contact in the Mediterranean PhD program, as well as PhD coordinator Cesar Carreras of the Classical Archaeology program at the University of Alabama in Birmingham as sensitivity and cultural consultants to make sure that the story we tell for the next several weeks is not only exciting, meaningful, and heart-wrenching, but also earnest and respectful. Thank you, Helena and Cesar, for your time and knowledge. Now, without further ado, I present to you Fables Once and Future. Welcome back to Fables Once and Future, episode 5, Burning Down the House.
Oh, that's a great name. That's not foreshadowing.
Oh god. Khadija. Maddie.
I was singing. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Khadija and Maddie. When we last left off, we saw you enveloped in blue light in Khadija's, for lack of a better word, home, her haven. A magic spell was cast to sever Shanti's connection, or hold over Khadija, to make Khadija her own person. And if I recall correctly, with Khadija's assistance, that was turned into a success with complications, correct? A 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
We see the blue light glow and glow and glow until you're both enveloped in it, holding each other's hands as a whirlwind, a tempest swirls around you. Khadija, you see Maddie in her true form. A brilliant, resplendent woman, hair flowing back, being blown back by this wind, eyes aglow. Glorious. Powerful. Maddie, you see Khadija for who she really is. Not this essence, this light that she was turned into, but a person who had thoughts, feelings, emotions, plans, connections with people, a family, a life that was kept in a box. And through your magic, you're going through, and it is almost like you are trimming a garden. You are taking shears and you are pruning, you're pulling out bad weeds, things that have been planted by Shanti. And you're trying to make your way almost through a hedge maze of Khadija's mind to this box in the center. And you see that box finally, and you're walking towards it. But then you feel something push back against you. Something natural, primal. You have been alive for time immemorial, for ages. This is something that was tapped into, that is being wielded by somebody that is even before you. It is not somebody that is representative of it, but is being used against you. And you feel that push and push. And you reach out to grab that box, to open it, to finally unleash these memories of who Khadija was before. And you feel a slice as something cuts you through your arm. And you feel a rip, an untethering, as you're being pulled back. Something has fought against your magic, and it is pulling you back, and you're trying to stop it. The complication from your roll, because you did take a corruption mark. You have severed the connection between Shanti and Khadija. You have made it so that Khadija can be her own person and can live her own life without having to worry about Shanti being that white noise, that feedback that keeps her from forgetting all of you. But you didn't do an entirely thorough job because of being pushed back. Khadija, you will no longer forget these people that you meet. You will start developing your own memories and holding on to them. Shanti cannot make a connection with you, cannot talk to you psychically. But you are not going to have your memories from before. Those are still in Shanti's possession. She still has those. And we see the magic coalesce in on itself, and it shoves the both of you back. Khadija into a wall, Maddie into the couch. And you can hear a ringing in your ears.
God, yo, does this shit stop?
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry.
It's a lot. I'm not. This ain't comfortable.
It magic. There's always drawbacks. This is one of them. Sorry. Sorry.
And I kind of lean over and like from everything, I kind of just like I'm getting ready to be sick. And I notice that I'm kind of by where the papers are. So I like do a quick turn and like just make a mess of myself.
Oh, okay. Like she like tumbles off the couch.
Yo, I'm real sorry. I didn't mean to. And
It's your home. Let me just get. Are there like towels or something?
Yeah. There's a bathroom.
Okay, so
over there.
And it's ichor. It is bile. It is something that is. It's more than just sickness. It is something being released. Because with there being a mental release, a magical release, there must also be a physical release. And as you know, magic, it takes and it gives. It is transitive. It doesn't just happen.
Okay, goes to the bathroom, gets the cleanest towel she can find. I'm assuming
the bathroom's pretty immaculate.
Yeah.
Like that's
okay, never mind then.
That's
the one thing.
It's definitely not the bathroom at the Ritz-Carlton or even the Woodland Apartments. It's one of those where you got a mirror that's been glued on to, it's been tacked on to a wall. It's like basic like truck stop tile and things of that nature. It's concrete walls, but it looks nice enough. There's fucking patchouli above the toilet and everything. There's towels.
I do my best.
You
know.
Like she like nods like, oh, that's nice, and then like is like crouching over and getting like a towel and coming back out to Khadija, and then like gives the towel over. It's like, we'll clean up that later, but clean yourself up.
Yeah, I kind of just like start cleaning myself, and I sit back. I'm still a little dizzy, especially from hitting like my head on the wall. I feel like you can see that there's almost like a confidence there. And although I don't know that I'm never getting my memories back, there's almost like this clarity, and you can see it in my face, even through all like this ichor and like, you know, disheveled mint. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now.
It is. Yeah, nailed it.
There's this clarity. There's still a cloudiness in the eyes. I think physically, not much is going to change. Because for flavor, if I can, Wes, I would think that as Maddie was kind of getting close, like she would understand that Khadija as a person, or like she would find out that Khadija as the person is no longer alive. Like, the form that I am in is dead. Khadija was never my name. So you would have seen that on your way getting there. I would say it was kind of like intertwined in that mess. Where a lot of those core memories that you weren't able to get to would be like childhood and like my parents' names and things like that. So I am essentially a dead person with a new name. And so there's still that cloudiness in my eyes. Absolutely. And there's still a lot of like that fluorescence that I have.
Absolutely.
But there's that look that would let you know that I recognize you. And it's not like, I recognize you because you're here. It's like, I recognize you because I've seen you before. And I look up at you. And that's when I start crying. Maddie, I know you.
That's good.
And I know Ami. And I know Buffkin, and I know Hannah, and I know Vera, and Beauty.
Yeah, she cries a lot, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, I don't think I like her.
It's okay. It's okay. Can you wipe your face? It's really hard to look at you.
Yeah, I got you. And like I just start like cleaning off my face and like making sure I'm using like the clean part of the towel to like clean my tears. And like I, without any regard for you seeing me naked, I just kind of like start like taking the shirt off and like finding a new one and putting it on.
Mhm. I have to tell you something, Khadija. It's so it worked. You're severed. It's severed. You are you. But Shanti still has your memories
Of
before.
my mem from before.
Yes, you remember us. It's wonderful. But
Oh. Yeah. There was a person before me.
can I kill her? You see
Like
you see like her like stand up. I think I should kill her. Oh, Bigby's gonna be mad at me. I should kill her.
Khadija just kind of like sits back down and like slides against the wall. I was a person.
Yes. I saw little bits of who you used to be.
But I wasn't. But I didn't exist.
This is
Hold
why
on.
you don't fuck with identities or mess with minds. This happens. Could
Right.
happen.
I stole somebody's life.
What?
Who I am now. I took somebody's life.
You didn't take anyone's life. You did not do this.
I'm not supposed to be here.
You have every right to be here than anyone else. You did not steal anyone's life. Someone took yours, and this is the byproduct. That is what this is. Don't get it mixed up. Do not get it twisted.
How am I supposed to do that? Sure, I didn't do it, but kinda did. I mean, I'm here. I didn't ask to be. But
No one asked to be here.
I was a whole person.
And we can make you whole again. It's not gone forever. I just need to take it from her.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You said that with a question mark.
I think I need some time to really understand.
Okay. You can contact me, like points to her head.
Kind of just nod and say, yeah, look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or
It's fine. You've been through a lot in those few minutes. I understand.
I appreciate it.
Welcome.
I'll see you later.
Of course. She like slowly stands up, brushes
And-
herself off.
Yeah, I kind of like feign a smile, like,
This is awkward. I don't know why it is, but I'm going to leave now.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I will. All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a scene with Beauty and Vera, and then what we are going to do is a little city moves kind of thing. We're going to move time forward. We had a bit of a city move done with Buffkin, so Buffkin, you tended to your business. So we're going to say that counted as your
Boy,
city
did
move.
I.
Boy, did you. And it was explosive what you did.
Did too.
But we need y'all to look and see if y'all are going to be weakening someone standing, consulting contacts that you have, tending to your business, or putting out the word. Because I'm going to be moving time forward just a little bit. Not too much, but I just kind of want to see. So kind of look over those while we do this scene and then figure out what you want to do. And we'll come back around to you. But first, let's talk to Vera. Vera, you finish your day at the shop and you get ready and you need to go talk to Beauty.
Yeah, I think I go straight from Morgana's because I was already in the building.
Perfect. Yeah, so you just have to go down. You're on the 13th floor, so you just have to go down to the 8th floor and say what's going on to Beauty. You quickly make your way down the stairwell. You see first I'm going to say you pass by Flycatcher, who seems to be looking.
Is he not working in the? Did he close up the shop? Because that's what he was doing.
He closed up the shop,
left.
and
Great.
up the shop, and you can see it like as you're coming down. He has a toolbox, and he looks tired, but he's like making his way, and he goes, "Hi, Miss Vera."
Hello, love. How's it going? Everything go okay at the shop earlier?
Yeah, it was fine. Tiny Tim and I talked for a little bit. He stepped out without really saying bye, but I kind of had some music on, but I guess he got like something he forgot. You know how he forgets things sometimes, so
Sure.
He just left suddenly. Odd. But yeah, so I sold a couple of some tea. Had some Russian guys stop by, but I told them you weren't here. And I said that you were at the business office, and so they went that way. And so you probably ran into them.
We did have a bit of a run-in with them. Thank you for directing them our way.
Of course, yeah, always happy to help. Speaking of help, I've got to go work on this elevator. Always something needs to be done, huh?
Glad we've got you around to do it. And she'll like pat him on the. Honestly, she probably goes in and gives him a kiss on the cheek. They're good friends. She's very.
He blushes a bit, but just because most people just kind of ignore him, so any kind of like positive affirmations at all just kind of like affects the Flycatcher. And he goes, "Gee, thanks, Miss Vera." And he says, "Okay, well, have a great day."
You too.
He just grabs his toolbox and he heads up to the 13th floor, to the top of the Woodland Apartments, and you make your way down. As you are making your way down, you can hear music blaring from Beauty and Beast's apartment. Do you knock? Do you just open the door? How are you approaching this?
No, I knock. I'm polite.
You knock, and the door opens, and you see runny mascara, hair up in a ponytail, wearing an old sweater and sweatpants, and holding a glass of wine that is very full. It seems like, and there's a little bit of like grape stain around the lips. You see Beauty.
Yeah, I know that look.
She goes, "Can I help you?" "Oh,
Well,
hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?"
I just came to check on you. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, it's, I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names.
Vera? Bedivere?
Vera, Bedivere, yeah, and then she sips, she goes, "Great, it's, what a party, huh? I'm just waiting for Beast to come home, really." And she gets like a distant off look in her face and everything. She goes, "How can I help you?"
It was actually concerning the party. Do you remember making a lot of phone calls that night?
Oh.
With Big B Wolf?
Yeah, there was a lot of phone calls made. I definitely remember that. Everybody passed out, and I'm just kind of like trying to center myself. And she takes a big gulp from the wine and everything.
Okay, all right. So there's a possibility.
Would you like to come inside?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come inside. Yeah.
She turns and she walks inside. She goes, "Just close the door behind you." And there's some Blondie playing on the radio, and she goes and she turns it off. And she just says, "Just grab whatever you want." And as you walk in, you see 10-foot tall ceilings, Beautiful wallpaper, wonderful crown molding and like floor molding along the sides, beautiful accent pieces, beautiful furniture. This place is nice. It is very nice. It is probably one of the nicest apartments in the Woodlands. There's a day bed. They have a nice bay window with like books. There's tons of books all over the place, just in shelves and everything. And you can see there's a portrait of Beauty and Beast in his human form. That there seems to be a little bit of a tear that has been repaired in it. And she just like sits down on the couch and she goes, "What a rough night, huh?" And she's like staring off in the distance and takes another gulp.
Yeah, rougher for some than others. I know we all celebrate Remembrance Day in our own ways.
Some take it like really, really hard, and I take it. There's just so much.
I take it quite hard. It's been pointed out to me. I don't always notice, but yeah, it's.
Us girls just gotta keep it together, though, you know, because there's a lot of people that are just relying on us.
Hey, I'll drink to that, and I'll pour myself
a glass, and she just like.
I'm honestly just trying to get wine out of the bottle so she can't drink it.
Yeah, you're just like yeah. And she goes, "If that runs out, we have a cellar down there. It's very well stocked." Yes. She sips from it, and she goes, "So, what did you mean?"
What's the state of the place? Is it like messy or is
it's
it like,
messy? It has been like a wild 24 hours for Beauty.
But it's messy like it's been a bad 24 hours, not messy like they usually keep it messy. Like it's
No. It's been a bad 24 hours. Like the place is like immaculate most of the time.
But like wine bottles piled
But there's
up
wine bottles, and you can tell like
boxes.
There's a TV guide, there's a takeout box. She's in mourning right now. She might as well be in mourning right. She might have just suffered a breakup right now. It's not having a great time.
Yeah. Well.
How can I help you?
So actually, I think we, in all the chaos of everything, I think we all forgot the basic tenets of magic and curses.
I'm not really a magic kind of gal. I'm more of like a bookworm.
Me neither. It's so above my head. But
all the time.
The sort of when someone is asleep in a curse, number one thing that wakes them up is a kiss from their true love.
To call somebody that's.
Do you see? Do you see?
I'm supposed to kiss somebody to wake them up?
Well, just one somebody.
Are you telling me that I'm supposed to kiss everybody to wake them up?
No, just one. Do you love all of them?
It would make sense because people would be in love with me. I am quite beautiful. It's just, I don't know if I can handle that kind of pressure.
No,
and I think that Beast would be really mad with me.
I'm gonna put my hand on her face.
Yeah.
In just like a very tender way.
Yeah.
I just think, one kiss, one person, we could get up and that might solve the problem.
So you're saying I should kiss Beast?
Yes, is that going to be a problem? I don't want to force you to kiss somebody, but you've kissed before, I assume.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yes,
yeah.
Totally. Okay, yeah, I think I can do that. Do I have to dress a certain way? Do I have to?
No.
I should probably get a good outfit.
Has anybody ever made you? If you want to, you can.
I just, I used to be, in my younger days, I was so wild and independent and just didn't really, care what people thought about me. But then, you get a lot of money and people have expectations of you. So, I'm just trying to make sure there's just, a expectation, things of that nature.
Oh my god. Well, I don't think, pardon me if I got your story wrong, but I don't think he, fell in love with you or decided to be with you because of the money. I think that whoever that girl was who didn't care as much and sort of what he liked about you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I guess I'm gonna get ready and...
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kiss him, and then everything will be better.
Hey, you don't have to kiss anybody you don't want to kiss.
I know. It's just...
You seem like there's something that you're not saying. You keep saying like, I'm gonna kiss him, and then there's like subtext there, and I'm gonna
Can I be honest with you, Vera?
Always.
It's been really hard lately.
Yeah?
It's just, you know, there's expectations put on both of us because we're pretty wealthy and everything, and we luckily got out with our wealth and everything, and that's not who I used to be a long time ago. I used to be somebody completely different, but just, you know, you get used to certain things. And, like, he's always been nice. He's always been very kind and sometimes gentle with me, but just sometimes you just kind of get tired of him. And it's been really traumatic, and it's been really, really bad around here that he hasn't been around and everything, but I'm kind of enjoying it. And she, like, kind of bites her
Would you
lip.
be interested in taking some time out of your week? Because even if you don't kiss him, you know that we're gonna wake everybody up, right?
He's, like, safe, right?
Yes. No. So. Yes.
And you can see her start to, like, the gears are starting to turn, and
so,
she's like...
hold on. Would you like to start a book club at the shop so you can get out of the house and just sort of have a social life apart from your husband?
I'm gonna need you to roll Persuade an NPC right now, okay? And this is, you're gonna roll with heart.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to roll it, because unknowingly you have put an idea in her head that she gets to have a bit of a girls' weekend. You know, it's like she doesn't have to kiss Beast right now. You know, she gets a little bit of time to herself, you know? And you start putting things together. You start looking at, like, the takeout and the wine bottles, and, like, you were listening to Blondie earlier. And it was not, like, lovesick Blondie.
No. You don't listen to
And you
Blondie
realize that she wasn't crying because she's sad.
She's just drunk.
She's just drunk crying.
Okay, here we go. I have +2 to this.
Okay.
And let me make sure I don't have anything else I can do before I...
Alright. Okay.
Okay. I'm so nervous. My first roll is always really rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, babes, that's a 6.
A 6 total?
Yeah, that's a 4 + 2. That's double 2s.
She goes and she looks at you. And she says, by the way, go ahead and mark Mortalis if you need to.
I just need night.
You just need night. You gotta interact with somebody in the night. And she looks at you and she goes, Yeah, a book club would be great, Vera. And you have, like, your shop and everything. You'd be great part. You know what? How about we talk about this later? You know? You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get prepared. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get dolled up. And I'm gonna get ready to wake up Beast, okay? And I'm gonna kind of, like, take my time and everything, you know, so that I'm, like, ready. Because I know it's true love's kiss, and I want to make sure that everything's perfect when he wakes up, you know? So, like, I might just, like, clean up here a little bit, because I don't want him to come back to a nasty house and everything. And then, you know, I might just make sure that he has some of his favorite things ready, set aside for him, because he's been through a really traumatic time. And so, like, hey, thanks. Yeah?
Yeah, take all the time you need. And don't, you know, do anything you're not ready for.
Oh, no. And she, like, stands up, and you can see she's doing the whole, well, it's great having company over and everything and all, but I think it's time for company to leave kind of maneuvers. And she goes, yes, totally. And I'll have to, like, come by and visit you at the shop and everything. It sounds so quaint and kind of reminds me of home a little bit. I'll have to come and visit sometime. And she kind of, like stands up and starts kind of, like, leaning against the doorway.
Yeah, I stand up as well. Of course, and, you know, that's sort of why I started the shop to begin with, is to give people a place to do that.
Of course, yeah, no, and book club sounds excellent. I'll actually take you up on that, okay?
Yeah.
But
absolutely. And I'm, like, getting my I guess it's, like, springtime, so I don't have a coat on or anything, but, like, just, like, getting putting like my glass in her sink or whatever, like taking care of my things, and I just sort of say, yes, and I will just say, I don't know if you know this, I had a wife.
Oh.
So some, long ago, and I just say, I never cared what state the house was in when I got back from a quest, and I sort of give her like a half hug, and I leave.
Damn. Okay.
And if you want to count that as an intimacy move, you can. I'm definitely trying to offer advice and sharing a piece of something.
Okay. You know what?
If you want the scene to continue to justify the intimacy move, you can.
No, I think that
Okay.
would actually, that kind of fit. I mean, you spent some time with her. Yeah, it was, and you did share a lesson that you learned from the past. So, yeah, go ahead and hold one. You get to spin the hold to lend a hand to that character from any distance. But if
Unless
she rejects your wisdom...
If she blatantly does not take that advice, then I mark corruption. So you'll have to tell me.
She sits and she doesn't sit, but she stands and she thinks about that for a long time. And you can see her kind of mulling it over. And she goes, I'll really think on that. Mira, that's some really good advice. Thanks. Totally. And I'm going to need you to mark corruption. Because you can tell in the tone of her voice that what she said kind of sobered her up a little bit, but she didn't really...
Didn't sink in. Gotcha.
Didn't sink in. Yes, go ahead and mark corruption.
You got it.
Perfect. Is there anything else you want to do afterwards?
No, I just go home.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go home. Hana. Go ahead, Hana. And roll me study a place of power on this item. If you would like to tell everybody what item you took from the business office.
You said place of power?
Mm-hmm. And you're rolling with study a place of power. So it's an item. So go ahead. The circle that controls it would be Mortalis. So go ahead and roll.
There's nothing to add to that, so it's a 9 total. And I am I'm looking into the sword.
The sword that you took from the business office.
Figured that had the best resale value. There's no other reason I took that sword.
Not at all. Of course not. Buffkin will remember this.
So
I didn't take the egg. That's the one that's worth money. It's fine.
So you go ahead and you set this on your desk, your table, and you look over it, and you are looking through and seeing it's definitely English made, kind of plain, and you notice that the very tip of it is broken off. And at first you grabbed it and you were like, this should have been something a little bit more famous. There's no inscriptions or anything on it. And you start doing research through it. And what you have is the actual Sword of Mercy. It's called Kurtana. It is an English sword that dates back to the 11th century, and it apparently belonged to Edward the Confessor. The reason why the tip of it has been broken off is because it is to represent mercy to your enemies. So, what this is going to do, this item, should you choose to keep it, when dealing with someone who is aggressive towards you, trying to persuade them, you get a +1 bonus to those persuaded NPC rolls, those heart rolls, while the sword is in your possession. It's a mighty, mighty item to have. But it could fetch a pretty penny to the right buyer.
I mean, I am an expert in appraising it. Do I have an idea of the value by any chance? Just in case.
With a 7 to 9, I'll tell you this, Hana. This sword would be pretty valuable to somebody in the Mortalis or the Power Circle. It would probably boost your rating with somebody from one of those circles.
I don't know anybody important in those circles.
No, nobody at all. For this item is a very like kind of like potent magical item, and it could be used in rituals. So like maybe somebody on the 13th floor would really enjoy it, but it can also be very, very useful to somebody that negotiates a lot or does deals or things of that nature. So essentially what I'm going to tell you right now is you have something in your pocket that you can utilize and give away or sell to boost your rating or use yourself.
When you say I have to have it on me, do I actually literally have to hold the sword, or can I just have it like in a bag, or just...
It has to be on your person somehow. It can be in a bag, it can be sheathed, it can be...
Okay.
Yeah, it can be brandished, but it has to be on your person to utilize it. And there are different ways, you know, that there are some of the witches, there are ways to glamour it, so you could turn it into a pin. You could turn it into a pocket knife or something.
Can I argue that I have like a bag that can hide things? Because I would be moving items throughout the city that are magical, that would need to be hidden or stashed. I specialize in this. There's got to be a way I'm moving stuff through the city, like weapons.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that when we deal with your schemes. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So we already had Buffkin go ahead and take care of city moves. Let's kind of go in order of the overlay here. Since we just dealt with Hana, out of the city moves that are available, it's under the other moves tab. Weaken someone standing, put out the word, consult your contacts, tend to your business. What are you going to be doing for essentially the next 24 hours?
I think I'm going to consult my contacts. I want to learn more about the other criminal organizations in town.
Okay, which one specifically? Because you're consulting contacts in another circle. So would you want to learn more about the Crooked Man, or would you want to learn more about Glamushka?
Out of care, I don't remember. Do I know Rumple's involved with things yet? Or does April know?
April knows. You do not know.
Okay, so Hana does not know Rumple has anything to do with anything.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm going to be trying to find more information on the Crooked Man.
Perfect. All right. So you are going to go ahead and be rolling in the Night Circle. So go ahead and roll with your status on that.
5.
Okay. You get to ask one question and hold one, but one of your contacts has a few questions about your circle's politics as well. Answer them honestly, mark corruption, or owe them a debt. Your choice. So, I'm going to take your question, and then we're going to roleplay this scene out a little bit. One conflict is everyone talking about. What happened to Blank? What has Blank been up to recently? Who was responsible for Blank, or who has a debt on Blank?
I want to know who has a debt on the Crooked Man.
Who has a debt?
Who does he owe something to? Because that could be a powerful person to know.
Okay.
Because that means that means there's somebody he would be connected to. So that's what I want.
Within the next day, Hana, club is starting back. It's a Monday, so it's going to be a slow day. But there's a knock on your door. You've put out feelers and everything. But there's a knock on your door. And one of your associates, one of your security, Yoon, says, Miss Hana, over your earpiece, you have a visitor.
Who is it?
It's the Pam.
Make him wait 10 minutes and let him up.
Absolutely. 10 minutes pass. And then finally the door opens and you can smell the cigarettes and the booze and the cheap aftershave come in as we see the Pan. Red hair, green beanie in his hand. He's wearing his cut, his vest with all of his patches on it. You can see that he's got the captain patch on there. There's a 1%er patch on, the Lost, all that thing. And he walks in and he goes, "Took you fucking long enough, boss." And he sits down and he goes, "I've had quite the fucking weekend, all right? And I know you're going to be like, you're going to give me that look and you're going to say, you're not even going to say anything. You're just going to give me a look and you're going to say, really, really, really? You going to talk to me like this? Are you going to, you know, that the look is saying this. I get it, all right? But, okay, all right. How are you doing? You okay?
You wanted to speak with me?
Yes, okay, yeah. So you asked me and the boys to go ahead and take care of something for you, right? And I'm gonna let you know, we definitely did. And it was a little bit more explosive than what we're typically used to. But didn't get the sword. We got beaten there already. And that's kind of... You might have heard about there being a fire in the Midtown docks and everything. That was kind of us. And, well, we did get the sword. But, I know who got it, and I'm going to take care of it, okay?
Who has the sword?
It's this cat. He's like a new guy on the scene, Klamushka. Me and the boys, we're going to hit up one of his offices. We're going to see there. We're going to raffle it up. We're going to get some information. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go take care of everything. Don't worry about it. You don't have to cut any of my fingers off or break anything like that, all right? I'm handling it. We're being proactive about this, okay?
Speed it up. What else do you have?
So, I heard along the grapevine that you were looking into this crooked guy.
The crooked man, yes.
Okay, yeah, crooked man, yeah. And I kind of got a little bit of a personal stake in this because, well, you were kind of seeing if there was anybody that was working for him or anything like that. Well, I think I got something. But
excellent.
But I know I've been learning.
I hate that word.
I've been learning, and I'm gonna need something in return. I need a favor.
Do you already know what that favor is, or are you going to keep me in suspense?
I need you to bust somebody out of prison for me.
Who? What prison? When?
Gup kind of got caught up in the crossfire with everything, and he's in the clink now. And we're gonna need you to get him out.
What exactly did they do?
Oh, you know, just the basic, resisting arrest, assaulting an officer, reckless endangerment, just the standard stuff, you know. Easy stuff. But we need you to get him out, because, you know, he kind of gets antsy when he's not with me and the boys, you know? Gup's a young blood.
So you're going to tell me what you want? Or, I'm sorry, what you found?
Okay, yeah, alright, yeah. As long as you can get Gup out of the clink, then we're even on this, but,
I'll make some phone calls.
Well, Crooked Man? He's got an operation, you know, smuggling stuff in and out of harbors and things, getting you things that you need and everything like that. And, well, apparently, Hook's back. And the Crooked guy's been using Hook to move things in and out of New York.
So that's why you're invested.
I mean, I took him down once, you know, knocked him down a peg, everything like that. But, you know, like...
Oh, then you don't need me. You could go do this.
Yeah, I could do this, but, you know, I have no vested interest, you know, and, like, me getting involved in Crooked Guys kind of schemes and everything like that. That's just, I'm busy with the sword stuff, you know, so, like,
Yeah, You're busy failing at the sword stuff. Which you said.
It's not failure. It's just hasn't a success that hasn't happened yet. Okay.
Remind me, is this the third time you've come to me with failure about the sword?
Second.
Don't make it a third.
Yeah, you got it. Of course. Yeah, you got it. Okay, yeah. You look great, by the way. He stands up.
Goodbye.
See ya. And he steps on out. And so you've learned that the Crooked Man owns a debt to Captain Hook for moving things in and out of New York City's harbors for him.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Well, I know how I'm going to believe it. Now, because I have to, I now for April's knowledge need to know this. Is it like Once Upon a Time hot Captain Hook?
We'll save that for when we come to him. All right.
Because that really matters on how much effort I'm going to put into this.
All right. Buffkin.
Let's be honest.
Buffkin, you've already done your city move. I just want to say, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hi, what's up?
How's
I
it
love
going?
you.
We'll get
It's great.
We'll get into you. We'll get into you here later.
It's cool.
Amin, what do you got for us, city moves wise?
I'm going to tend to my business.
Your business. When you tend to your business instead of meddling in city affairs, tell the MC how you're going to pass the time and roll.
Okay, so to tend to my business. Question on tending to my business. Do I heal harm?
Yeah, so this is good to point.
That's part of the reason I decided.
I
thought that was the case.
We're gonna be having some time pass. So if you took some harm, we are going to be navigating you'll healing some harm here. So you're gonna be able to remove faint harm. If it's something serious, then you're gonna have to do a little bit more for that. It's gonna have to cut a little bit more of a cost. But if you got some like faint harm, you're gonna head and remove that. So essentially removing 1 point of harm just from resting. If you want to do anything more, then we'd have to get into that a little bit more.
Well, I'm at serious. That's what
you're at serious. So you'd probably be able to reverb it back to faint there for
okay,
you.
Cool. Yeah. So Amin is going to
and that goes for everybody
Marisa
as well. Okay, so
so he's going to the Puddin' Pie.
Okay.
And he doesn't intend to stay there all night. He intends to bring Marisa back with him.
Okay.
As per usual.
Okay.
And then tell her the normal things. You don't have to continue to work here. I can offer you a better life, sort of thing. Yeah, definitely that sort of thing. Because this place is slimy as fuck.
Yeah.
And he really, really, really hates Georgie. Like, so her working for Georgie is really, honestly, that bothers him more than like her doing this work. He's like not bothered by that. You can do whatever the fuck you want to, baby. Go make your money.
Just don't.
But
do
you
it
work for Georgie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your roll. Rolling with your circle to tend to your business here.
So that is Mortalis. I rolled a 10.
10 plus. Okay. Interesting. All right. So you do this.
Because Mortalis is +1, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
So you bring back Narissa back to your house and home and everything like that. She does the normal things where she's like, I know, all this good stuff. You have time. You're going to get planned, get your car back, things of this nature. And she's like, I know, I understand. It's going to take some time, okay? And like, I've heard this all before. I mean, the whole, you're going to take me away, you're going to make my life better for me.
I know, you've heard it before. You told me the story. There's a prince. Yada, yada, yada. I
was a prince, I mean. There's a reason why
I'm not saying I don't believe you. Lord knows I'm
just saying that's not the case anymore. Okay.
You don't have to be here. There are better choices than working for Georgie.
I know. Go ahead and roll Persuade an NPC for me. Roll with heart.
Ooh, thank God. That is a 13.
Perfect. She looks at you and she goes, do you mean it?
Of course I mean it. I mean, it's in my name. I mean, come on. That was funny.
It was a little funny. I'll think about it.
That's all I'm asking.
Can we watch a movie or something?
Of course.
Okay. I just want to relax for a night, okay? Thank you. She snuggles into you. So, this is going to bring into your intimacy move as well, because I've got your city move coming in, but your intimacy move. When you share a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, there's probably both that's going to happen with Narissa for the first time with someone who isn't a mortal, mark corruption. This isn't the first time that you've spent time with Narissa. So, it is in the game. Go ahead and mark corruption.
However you want to play that.
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead and mark corruption for me, Daddy. And it's not the first time, but it's the first time we've kind of seen it. Now, when you figure someone out you've previously shared a moment of intimacy with, you're going to be able to roll with heart instead of mind with her. Perfect. Okay, it's good to know. Keep that in mind. Excellent. The next morning, she stays in. She's going to stay in. She's going to lounge about. She doesn't have to work the next morning.
I give her some funds. She can go do whatever she wants with the day.
Perfect. She's going to
because I have to go to work.
Yeah. You go to work. You pick up your car before work. It is in working order. They've done a really good job. You paid top dollar for it. Looks great. As we all remember, your fucking 1984 Audi 5000S Turbo is looking great. You drive into work, you do your busy stuff, and you get a call.
Hello? Hello, this is Amin speaking. How can I help you?
Perfect. That's exactly what I like to hear, Mr. Begg. It is your boss.
Oh, hi.
I've got an interesting offer for you, Mr. Begg.
I'm always happy to help, boss.
One of our clients, who was going to be taken care of by one Mr. Doyle, but he seems to be out sick. We've tried to call, and his wife got in contact with us finally and said that...
Amin cringes.
Yeah, says that he's been homesick and that he can't come in. So he's kind of fumbled the ball a little bit, so to speak. We were in the red zone. One quarter left. You know, clock's ticking. Sports analogy. I've got a big-time client I need you to work with, okay?
Okay. Who am I working with?
There's a certain Mr. Midas that you might have noticed in the news that had filed for bankruptcy. And...
Yes, sir, I've heard of Mr. Midas.
Well, it seems that he's trying to make a comeback. He seemingly found some offshore funds, potentially, that he wants to recuperate more. He wants to put in an investment. He wants to turn it around. And he wants to kind of readjust his portfolio in a new light since he's been ruined, so to speak. You know how these types are. So I was wondering, since you're one of our top guys, if you could go ahead and meet up with this Mr. Midas and get a feeling for how he is. What kind of steward is he? Is he worthy of our help, our assistance? I'm sure he's got a very interesting story about how he got ruined and everything, all those little sort of things, and he seemed to take it really seriously. So go meet up with Mr. Kristalos. He gave an address, just when you have the time. And now you are allowed to ask a follow-up question, Amin, about this opportunity that has been presented to you.
Why did Mr. Midas choose our firm?
I can tell you honestly as the MC, Mr. Midas chose your firm because he probably heard somewhere that there's a connection to Fables.
Gotcha. So you just, that question doesn't count sort of thing. All right.
Yeah.
Why me? I'm an analyst.
Kristalos Midas, is a very, very attentive businessman. you kind of have to know where your fingers are being touched and things of that nature. And he's been ruined financially, completely knocked down a peg. He knows about you. He knows your story. He probably heard someplace of how somebody came up from nothing and made something of themselves. And then it happened to you again, and you did it again. He needs you more than you need him. But your boss thinks that this is a big whale to catch. You could probably do really good saying your firm that you have rehabilitated him financially and things of that nature. So yeah. But he needs you. He needs you because he has probably nothing.
I can use that. And Amin sees that as a big fucking opportunity. And so he goes, thank you, sir. Based on the number of things that you already have me working on, I will shift some things around, but I'm pretty sure I can fit Mr. Midas into my portfolio.
That's what I like to hear, Mr. Begg. That's why you're one of our top guys, all right? You're a top gun on the track. All right, I've got to get to my squash appointment, and I look forward to good news from you soon.
Squash.
And he hangs up. Vera! Moving on right along. What is the city move that you're going to be utilizing?
After all this commotion, I'm just tending to my business. I got an antique shop to run.
Okay, go ahead and roll in your circle.
Okay, and that is just +1?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
With more
It
tiles.
makes it a 10. It makes it a 10.
All right. So you're running the shop, you're doing the whole tea thing, coming in and out, things of that nature. And the next day, as you're running the shop, an item gets dropped off. It needs to be refurbished.
I can do that.
It is specifically from the farm, which,
Okay.
if you don't not know at home, the farm is a farm upstate New York where a lot of the non-human fables are kept if they can't afford glamours and such. It is essentially a prison for those that cannot fit into normal standard Mundi society. This is a request from one of the blind mice. It is a collar of sorts. The note along with it is that this is to keep a dangerous animal kept in place so that it does not, and it's coded language. It is essentially a collar that is to keep a very dangerous fable from running roughshod all over the place. And they need it to be refurbished, like repaired. You can tell that it's been ripped a little bit, and it needs to be replaced. It needs to be fixed. And you are allowed a question, a 10 plus, a follow-up question that I have to answer honestly.
Oh yeah. Who did this belong? Like, who was wearing this?
Who was
before?
wearing this?
Yeah,
That's
so.
a really good question. Okay. So, there is a very, very dangerous element on the farm that is able to bend reality and mess with people and mess with their perception of reality and time. This was used on the Cheshire Cat to keep the Cheshire Cat.
Oh no!
It's essentially a nullifier. It is essentially like it keeps the Cheshire Cat from teleporting and things of that nature. And they're having a real rough go of it right now because the Cheshire Cat doesn't have this kind of collar right now. So they need you to fix it.
Yeah, great. I've got a workshop and I've got moves for that. If you'd like to do that.
Absolutely,
now.
Let's do it. Let's go ahead and take care of it right now.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'll read it out. I have a workshop that includes a large space for my tools and supplies. There are also a couple other features that I added to it that aren't necessarily relevant now.
Okay.
But when I go into my workshop to work on something, the MC tells you, sure, no problem, but, and then 1 to 4 of the following. Do you have this in front of you?
I do.
Great.
Okay, so it's a collar. It's a magical collar, so it's not going to take you too much. I'm not going to put too much on it. I am going to give you a deal here, Vera. You can fix this collar, and there's only going to be one complication.
Great, love it.
You could replicate this collar, and there's going to be two complications.
Well,
You could essentially take the knowledge you used to fix this to make one a copy, but for two complications.
Okay.
Okay.
So my question is to Vera, what is the benefit of two collars? Would it be selling both back to the farm and I get more money, or is it like this would be in my back pocket?
Essentially giving you a magic item. I'm essentially giving you a magic item that would help you for anything in before. You have essentially a nullifying collar in your back pocket.
Okay.
Or you could sell it.
Not...
The
idea of having it in my back pocket for Vera right now at least, that's not so appealing. So I think I'll just she's had a rough 24 hours.
Okay.
And I think she's just gonna take the one complication.
Okay.
As much as it's fun to have the other one, I just don't think that's what she would do.
Ooh. All right.
No.
Okay. So it's just gonna require a part of yourself to complete.
Okay.
So, you can go ahead. So you're going to be healing a harm through time passing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to say that you're not going to heal that harm.
Okay, I'll mark it again.
Because it's going to require some of your blood, a part of yourself to, essentially a part of your energy, to go ahead and complete that. But you do it, and it happens. But now you know, you've got the knowledge that something like this exists, and it's out there in the world.
Okay.
Perfect. Excellent. Bada bing, bada boom. On to the next one. Khadija, what are you doing for your city move?
You know, I had time to think about it, and none of it felt right.
Okay, you can just do nothing. That's perfectly. You can just rest. We can see if you need to rest a little bit more. That's fine.
I think honestly, like, Khadija is very much affected by everything that just happened.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that she's just in a little bit of a depressive state and is not really moving much. Like, hasn't gone back to the apartments, like, literally is just in her little cellar haven area.
Okay.
Like, figuring things out.
Look, it's okay. You know, there's a couple people doing that. Beauty's doing it. Khadijah's doing it. It's okay. It's a rest. Okay. So we're just going to have you go ahead and take your rest as normal. Standard rest is normal. Perfect. All right. All right. Maddie, what are you doing for your city move?
I think it's like, it sounds like, because I want to talk to the mirror to consult my contacts.
Okay.
Is that what it, because also sounds a little bit like put out the word to get information, but I think the mirror might be able to answer that as well. So,
okay, so go ahead and consult your contacts in another circle. We're going to say wild. Nice. So go ahead and roll with status in the wild circle.
Well, I'm just going to roll and see what happens.
5.
6. That's a 6.
6. Yeah. On a miss, ask one and hold one, but one of your contacts has a few questions about your circle's politics as well. Answer them honestly, mark corruption, or owe them a debt, your choice. So, you make your way up to the Fabletown office. Buffkin is working, but you walk in, and you see, sitting behind Snow's desk, Buffkin, you're working in the background, you see Bigby Wolf, who's just, like, squeezing a pencil, and it's like feeling the tension in a pencil. It's about to break, but he lets up just before it does. And he looks and he goes, "Yeah, how can I help?"
Just here to talk to the mirror, Sheriff.
You're just here to talk to the mirror?
Yeah, or anyone around, I suppose. I think I'll talk to the mirror. You look like you're busy with your
not
strength.
So fast. How's the investigation going?
Oh,
Buffkin's told me a bunch, but I need to know from somebody else other than Buffkin, because there's no telling.
Good morning, Miss Maddie.
what do I know? I don't know anything about Rumpelstiltskin yet, right? Or like a Klamushka, right? So, well, I do know that this. Oh, right. That there is a Russian element coming in, and they are trying to move in on Fabletown. It might have something to do with the straw men and stuff like that. It also seems that whatever that element is, it's moving around between Midtown and Harlem and another location. So they don't have one stable place, if that helps. But I can track them, and that is my next step. Is there any other specific question, dear sheriff of ours?
Yeah.
Yes. You don't want to get back to your strength training with your pencil?
I need unfettered access to the 13th floor.
Oh. Why?
Because we're kind of in a state of emergency, and I need to be able to utilize you all. You've had autonomy before, but we're in a state of emergency, and I need all the help I can get. And I need unfettered access, and you're my direct contact. I could talk to Frau, but she's not in the talking mood. Geppetto's gone missing, and...
Frau is never in the talking mood with you.
No, nobody is. So yeah. So I will
you know
let
that about
you...
yourself.
Mhm.
Sorry. Continue.
And you see him squeeze that pencil one more time.
Sorry.
So
Just
yeah,
having fun.
I'll give you access to that mirror. If you give me unfettered access to the 13th floor. So essentially what I'm doing right now is you get to ask one question of the mirror and hold one, but Big B Wolf here is going to give you essentially that question there. Is that he needs unfettered access. So you can give that to him honestly, you can mark corruption, or you can owe him a debt, your choice. And if you can't give me unfettered access, at least let me know the comings and goings of everybody up there. I know that we have some new guests up there. Shanti, Vikram.
Yeah, there's Shanti, who I would love to look into. So actually, how about this? Yes, you can definitely have unfettered access to the 13th floor if you keep an eye on that bitch.
That bitch, that's some strong language there, Maddie.
Well, she did some strong, horrible things that I would like to get to the bottom of.
Something I need to know about?
I'm getting more information. I will let you know post haste, Sheriff.
Excellent. All right. Go ahead and have your free time with the mirror.
Thank you. And then she like daintily walks over to the mirror, and she smiles at it.
And
Hello, old friend.
And it swirls up and it goes, Medea of the mystic arts, tell me what your question is. What do you need to know in your heart of hearts?
Oh, you're always so good at that. All right. Let's see. I guess the question, and I'll like flavor it in a second. I got a couple of questions, but I want to, because I only have one. Because I only have one hold. Okay. Oh, I wanted to know more about Jack. So the question I would be asking is, what has Jack been recently up to? But I'm going to ask it the way that he likes it asked.
Okay. Do you have a rhyme, or are we just gonna go
I
ahead?
totally do. I am so ready.
Let's go!
Go ahead. You know how he likes it.
First of all, she's gonna like tease it. It was like, mirror, mirror on the wall.
And you can see his the eyebrows raise.
I'm kidding. Don't worry. I just wanted to fuck with you. Jack was nimble. Jack was quick. But most of us know that he was a prick. On the day of remembrance, he seemed to be missing. Show me why he wasn't reminiscing.
I'm gonna say go ahead and take. I know there's not inspiration in this, but that was really good. So go ahead. You're,
so good.
You're gonna be. So you got to hold one for your move. Go ahead and hold another one. Go ahead. And
Oh,
hold
shit!
It's +1.
Yay!
Go ahead and hold another one for that. That was a good one. That was a good rhyme.
Yeah.
The mirror swirls, and you're taken back to that time where Jack is at the Trip Trap. He is drunk off of his ass. And he stumbles out of the Trip Trap when it's closing time. Holly's like, you gotta get out of here. I'm sorry, you can't. Call a cab, go something. And he's sad. And he's kind of heartbroken because, you know, Rose Red took somebody else to the Remembrance Day Gala. And you see him go, and he goes to Rose's apartment, and he does the whole Stella thing where he's banging on the door, and he says, Rosie, Rosie, baby, let me in, please, I promise. I'll be so good to you, Rosie, I promise. I won't do it again, please, baby. And, like, him talking to the keyhole and everything, and him just being like, come on, baby, please.
Oh.
And to a point where he almost falls asleep outside her door, and he kind of, like, shakes, and he's like, oh, shit, I am not supposed to be here. And you see him stumble out of the Woodland Apartments, and he's stumbling down the street, and a white limousine stops, and the window rolls down, and you can see smoke piling out of it. And you can't hear what's coming from the limousine, but he says, a ride? You need something? That's a lot of cash, pal. Look, I'm always ready to make a deal. And you can see him sober up a bit. And he goes, okay, yeah, take me where you need to. And he goes ahead and he slides into the back of the limousine, and the limousine drives off.
Do I know that limo? Or, like, is it, like, familiar looking at all? I'm just curious, because...
You will see, it does not look familiar looking at all.
Okay.
You might have seen it pass by on Remembrance Day a little bit, but it
probably
does
not even paying
have
attention.
vanity plates on it, that on the back, the vanity plates with the numbers and letters and things of that nature make out the word Klamushka on it.
Ooh, Klamushka.
And then the
There
mirror
it
comes
is.
back and says, I wish I could show you more that seems clear, but that's all that I can see of Jack for now, I fear.
I see. All right. Another question. And I don't know if this counts, so I'm going to flavor it. I wanted to know more about the
I
apple
will
tree.
say, you do get one question because you rolled a 6. And you get
Oh,
to
okay. I
hold
thought
one.
I was able to hold 2 because of inspiration, or is that like
No.
something else?
That is the hold. That's the hold. So you get to add 1 to your roll, to your next roll. So
Got you.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I gave you inspiration for a good rhyme, but you don't get another question. You get the one question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then, like, if you want to like just role play, like, oh, another question, and then
And the
Mirror's like, nope.
mirror's like, nope. You get 1 a day. Sorry about that.
Oh, so we're just gonna stop with the rhyming now. Okay, I see how it is. God,
I've
so
hit
rude.
my rhyming quota, my question quota today, dear Maddie. It seems. Is that lunch? Buffkin, is that lunch yet? You hear from the magic mirror?
No, it's 11:30.
Oh, 11:30. Oh, it seems that I've got to do my taxes, my dear Medea, until we meet again.
I liked you on
hope-
my wall, and then she like walks away.
And he just sneers at you and then fades away. All right, so that was everybody's city moves. Keep in mind, if you interacted with city moves with circles other than your own or in your own, go ahead and mark those for level ups. So if anybody leveled up, be sure to go ahead and take care of that. And we are going to go to a break. But first, we are going to see a scene where Hana is working in her club. The camera pulls back, and we see that same car that was watching her leave her club, go to Georgie Porgy's, and come back. And another camera shutter clicks, taking pictures of her. And then we're going to cut to our break. So be sure to go ahead and grab some snacks, go ahead and get you some water, use the restroom, and we'll be back for our back half of Fables Once in Future. Catch y'all soon. Bye. Welcome
every
back.
time, just
Not every time,
sometimes.
just sometimes. Welcome
Enough
back,
to-
everybody, to Fables What's in Future, episode 5, Burning Down the House. We did a lot of little bit of like housekeeping that comes in Urban Shadows 2E, some city moves and stuff. Now we're in our new day of play, Tuesday. And we got to do our housekeeping stuff. So we've got to see what schemes Hana has going on, as well as we have to go check over with Khadija and Khadija's web here. So, Hana, your schemes for the day, the risky deals and shady cons designed to expand your business. Are you generating a scheme, or are you moving forward with a scheme? Or are you trying to see a scheme kind of finish out?
I think I'm going to keep moving forward with the sword scheme.
Okay. All right.
My original scheme. That's eventually gonna. I'm just going to keep holding out that that's going to pay off.
Okay, so roll with mind first.
Don't fuck me, dice. Ooh, they didn't fuck me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total.
Nice. On a hit, your usual operations provide an opportunity to advance one of your schemes or generate a new scheme. So you're going to be able to advance the sword finding scheme for Bluebeard. So, but also on a 10 plus, you get to pick one. A loyal customer reveals the secrets of a powerful NPC, your choice. An NPC who owes you a debt appears to make good on their obligation. A status 3 NPC of your circle offers you a debt for your services.
I want a debt from a high level NPC.
Oh, God. Okay.
I think I deserve one.
After having so good news, the next day you get a note from Alex, one of your security guys. It's the Pan, and he said, "Guess what, boss? You'll never believe this. We found out where the sword is. Me and the boys were hitting the shop. No worries. We're gonna grab it for you, get it back to you toot sweet. No problem whatsoever. It's in a pawn shop in Harlem, so we're gonna make it look like it's a mess." And
Hold on.
Oh my God.
This, if it is bits and bobs, there would be a no. Okay.
No, that's in Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Making sure it wasn't Vera Shop, because Vera Shop would have a no,
No.
you're not allowed to touch that shop.
No. It's a pawn. Also, Vera's shop is not a pawn shop. All right, that would demean the services that Vera offers. That is an oddities and antiquities shop.
I just got nervous and scared.
I know.
April was making
I
sure.
understand.
April got nervous.
No. They found a sword. It's in a pawn shop in Harlem. They're gonna take care of it. All right. Let the Pan take care of you. All right. If you take care of the Pan will take care of you. So yeah, that is going to advance that. So essentially, you are going to receive a new payout, which is acquire a new asset, essentially, or resolve a trouble. Your choice.
I want another magic item. Give me another asset.
Okay, you're gonna acquire a new asset. Oh, gosh, look here. All right, okay, and we'll play that out here soon. Okay, Hana, you're going to receive a phone call on your personal phone in your office. It rings a couple of times. You answer it. Okay. Hello, this is acting mayor and sheriff Bigby Wolf.
You.
Me. You.
What can I do for you?
Other than, it's nice to know that you answer your phone calls. Still answer. That's great. Yeah, so I've been running through some books that Buffkin's been providing for me. Been running numbers.
You learned to read. Congratulations.
Okay, I probably deserve that. All right. Okay. Look. I need help from you. I don't normally ask for help from you, especially...
Hold on. One second. I just need to make a note of this date. Bigby Wolf asks for help. What can I do for you?
You got a couple more in there that you want to let out before?
Probably, but we'll see if those come.
Yeah, we'll see if those come. All right. Okay. Yeah. You are an acquirer of things, of knowledge and things on the black market. We know about this. It's okay. Things happen. I would definitely like for you to go ahead and grab something for me.
And what would that be?
I need a... Can't believe I'm asking for this. I need a love potion.
Now, Mr. Wolf, I thought you were above such slanders, things like that.
Well, it seems that, to wake somebody from slumber that was given by a poison apple, you need to wake them up with true love's kiss. And seeing as how there's not a lot of people that were in love that fell asleep except for Beauty, who is really hard to get a hold of right now, seems that we gotta start getting some people in love. So kind of need a love potion. And a lot of the 13th floor, they think it's unethical to do a love potion. So I know you're the type of person to get your hands on for that, and I would really, really appreciate it if you would help me out.
Who exactly will you be using this potion on?
Look, this is not saying that I'm using it or...
Oh, I'm only giving it to you if you're the object of desire.
I think it would be very astute to have somebody utilized in office that is efficient and knows the job and has experiences with poison apples, so I was thinking of using it on Snow White. Not like that. Not like
interesting.
That. Not like that.
I would win a few bets.
I'll
see what I can do.
Like that. It's for business. Okay?
It's always for business.
Look, it wasn't for business before. Look, things happen. We never really talked about it.
Love potion for you and Miss Snow. Don't worry, I'll see what I can do.
It's not.
But you'll owe me.
I will.
Again.
Yeah. I will.
Deal?
Deal.
See you soon. And she hangs up.
Perfect. And someplace, Buffkin just sees Bigby Wolf with his head in his hands. A broken shell of a man or of a wolf. Khadija, your web.
My web.
Your web.
Yes.
Perfect. So you have increased your web a little bit since we last talked. I don't know if you yeah, because as you can see, when someone comes to ask you for a favor, looks for advice info, or threatens your interest, they enter your web and owe you a debt.
Shit.
So you have a couple of options here.
That means Amin is in my web.
That does mean Amin is in your web. So
That means Bigsby's in my web.
that means Bigby is in your web.
Oh,
so,
Bigby. See, I know things. Don't
yeah,
worry.
it's
fine.
okay. So yeah, so now your web has grown. When time passes, or at the start of the game, choose someone in your web and learn a secret about them that they would rather keep buried. Mark corruption to ask another question about the answer. Who are you going to choose out of your web to learn a secret about? You have options.
Amin.
Amin. Amin. What would you like to ask of Amin?
I don't know. Is there a list of questions?
I mean, so the standard stuff with your web is you get a +1 ongoing to lend a hand or get in the way of their efforts. You
Okay.
get to figure someone out with them as well. You get a +1 on that. You can always ask what their character's true hunger is. That's just a given.
Yeah,
You know,
I want that.
Okay, you want that? You want that to be your starting question?
Yeah, I need
Okay.
to know, baby.
Amin, what is Amin's true hunger?
Amin's true hunger is not to get back to home. He doesn't really give a shit about that. He doesn't give a shit about any of these people that are here. He only gives a shit about knowing their secrets so he can use them.
He wants
His hunger is their secrets.
Yeah, his hunger is everybody's secrets. He's like Batman. He wants a contingency plan for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to know everybody's deep and dark secrets. Now, you can spend a corruption, you can burn a corruption point to ask another question about that.
Yep, I'm gonna do it.
Perfect. All right. Love to see it. What's your question?
What secrets does he know of me?
That's a hard question to answer because I don't think Amin really knows anything about you. He's not
Perfect.
had a chance to study.
I think the one secret that he knows about you that you'll know about is that you don't just feed on raw meat, you also feed on emotion.
Oh, I suppose he would know you're dead. But I don't know if that's much of a secret.
Yeah.
But he would have put that together when he picked you up off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That you weren't breathing.
Mm-hmm. And time has passed. It's Tuesday. Summer in the city. Or not summer in the city. It's not really summer in the city. I was kind of feeling the vibes here. But
Hamilton? Got it.
Yeah, exactly. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. What are we doing, y'all? No city moves. What are y'all doing? I gave y'all a little bit of a day to rest, recuperate, do some things, have some things happen to you in turn. But what y'all doing? Y'all have learned some new information. Y'all have done some certain things. Are y'all going to gather back together, or are y'all going to continue on your separated paths?
I think I'm gonna talk to Shanti.
Oh. Okay. So Khadijah's going to talk to Shanti. What is
you're under stress? I'm gonna know about it. So
Yeah. What is everybody else gonna do?
That depends on one thing. And
Okay.
it's because we talked about out of game, Vera being the one person who knows about Hana's back room, probably. Does
Yes.
that mean I know what you're doing there?
Yep.
I
Great.
think we had one of those plausible deniability things. You never straight out say you know, and I never
I
straight out
don't
confirm.
know.
But you
I
know.
don't know specifics. I know stuff passes through there.
Mhm.
Okay, then yes, I am going to go talk to Hana.
Okay.
Cool, because Hana was going to
Because-
send you a message to meet up.
Perfect.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nailed it.
Bringing it together. I love to see it. Love to see it. Okay.
I would like to go see the Muffin Man.
You would like to go see the Muffin Man?
Mm-hmm.
The
Muffin Man?
Formerly of Drury Lane?
What? Is that where you live?
Okay.
Got buttons.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
My buttons.
So we've got a Shanti talk. We've got the Muffin Man. We've got Hana and Vera connecting. All right, Buffkin and Amin. What do y'all got for me?
Go Buffkin, please.
Sure. Buffkin is sort of well, first of all, he's at work for sure. And I'm sure, even though he burned them, he did tell Bigby about the plans, or the offer, I should say. But he's waiting to see how his city move plays out.
Okay.
And I think he'll maybe try to go out in the open as that glamour, and just to sort of see what happens.
Okay.
I'm going to visit Khadija.
Okay, all right. So we've got Khadija and Amin converging on Shanti and Khadija's apartment. We've got a Muffin Man visit with Maddie. We've got Buffkin going out in the city in like a Bee Gees music video, just kind of taking in everything, tucking it up on the nights on Broadway, doing all that good stuff. And then we've got Hannah and Vera linking up. Because I just like to see Jacob squirm. We're not going to start with Buffkin, even though it seems so easy. Vera and Hannah.
I'm not squirming. I had last episode was like all me.
It was really good for you. Yeah, you're feeling good. You're feeling good, feeling great. Okay,
great.
So we're going to do Vera and Hannah. Then we're going to do Buffkin, and then we're going to do Khadija Amin. And then we're going to do Muffin Man with Maddie. Perfect. All right. Vera, you're gearing up to, are you just going to keep the shop closed today? Or are you just taking some time just to pop on over?
I'm just going to take some time to pop on over. I put the, will be back and, yeah. So I, get through my morning, get through, that rush of people, and then when most people are at work for the day, yeah, I do, the will be back at 2 p.m. or whenever I think I'll be back.
Perfect. You go ahead and put that up at the door. Hannah has already there's been a call from one of Hannah's security guys. His name's Bo. And he said, Miss Hannah would like to speak to you. And so you're like, that's great minds think alike. You go ahead and you pop on over. It's very quick and easy. We don't have to, for brevity's sake. You know what it looks like. We've described what the club looks like. Hannah, are you going to be taking her in your office or your office? In your private office or your public office?
I think we would meet in the public office first. Always public, because I don't need other people seeing someone else go somewhere else.
Okay, and there's a way between your
yes.
public office to your private office. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah. So you get led by Yoon up to Miss Hannah's office. A knock on the door, and Hannah gives the affirmative. He opens the door for you and says, "Have a good meeting."
Great. I rolled up with a drink carrier with 3 green teas and an Earl Grey. The Earl Grey's for me. The green teas are for one for Yoon, one for Bo. Was the other one's name?
There's 3 boys. There's Alex, Bo, and Yoon.
Okay, great.
Bo was back.
Okay, then I have 4 green teas.
Okay.
And then I'm carrying 1.
You're carrying 1. And you just hand the 3 green teas over to them. They just
I pass to the bodyguards as I go in.
Perfect. And you walk on in.
Take the last one. Hello, Hannah. How's it going? And sort of pass the tea over.
Oh, good morning. Oh, my favorite. Thank you. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. A lot of excitement the past few days. I was good to just have some time to myself. I got to go up to the workshop and got a job from the farm, which is always, well-paying and makes up for some of the, fluxes when it comes to antiquing.
Any problems in the store lately?
The Russian gentleman came by, but I wouldn't really, they insisted on coming in outside of operating hours, but otherwise I wouldn't say too much of a problem.
That's good.
Yeah, they were actually very nice for me.
Interesting. Well, I called you here, asked you here. I was wondering if I could have you look at something.
Of course, yeah. And I actually had something to ask you as well, so.
Oh, excellent. I know we don't normally go to my other office, but would you mind following me?
Not at all.
And I go out the secret side door, down the secret steps, and lead Vera there. Vera probably has been down there, not a lot, but maybe once or twice.
Once, yeah.
Yeah. Very quickly, Warehouse 13 style, you already know, bigger on the inside. You can see there's a shrine towards either the back or the center. That seems to be.
I cheers towards it. I don't know what to do, so I
it's completely different right here. They just cheers towards it. And you just walk down into this office. Is the sword put away?
Nope, it is out on the table. That is what I brought Vera here for.
Perfect. Vera, you walk down and your eyes are immediately caught. You see a sword of English make sitting on the table.
And I just kind of gesture towards it.
So this is what you wanted me to look at. Okay.
I thought you'd be interested in it. I mean, if you're not, I could.
No, I mean, I definitely, unfortunately, am very interested in this. And do I recognize it?
Go ahead and give me a mind roll, please.
Gladly.
As you're doing this, I would start spewing out everything I know about it as well. That it is the Sword of Mercy. So I don't know if that gives you advantage or anything, or
a 7. Yeah, we're gonna say just for general the same stuff that you're being told right now. Sword of Mercy belonged to Edward the Confessor. There's supposed to be a version of it that is in the Tower of London, but apparently that one's a fake. And
because I'm a big nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel is. Vera knows this belonged to somebody that she knows. Unless you want to rule I don't know that.
Go ahead. Yeah, no. Go ahead, yeah.
No, this was, he wasn't of the round table, but there was a knight by the name of Sir Tristram. Sir Tristram, who carried this a long time ago. He was a sweet but ultimately unfortunate fellow.
Well, it's interesting how it ended up in the office.
Do you know how it ended up in the office?
No, I just thought it would be better here.
Interesting. Yeah, and I just kind of like examine it closely, see how sharp or dull the blade has gotten, sort of check the like balance of it.
You pick it up, and it feels great.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like there's like a grimace.
It's like it's been a while since you've kind of held a sword. Every time you pick one up, it's kind of like that feeling. You're like, yeah, you do that turn over, feel its balance, do a little twirl of it and catch it. And you know that the balance is off because the tip has been broken off. Yeah. But it feels good. You feel honorable. You feel chivalrous holding it.
Yeah, that is definitely the Sword of Mercy, and I sort of like set it down.
It looks good in your hands.
Oh, thank you.
Is it something that you'd be interested in? Since we're going to be working together so closely, maybe it'd be beneficial? You do look so comfortable holding a sword.
It's been a long time, Hannah, since I've really wielded a sword, and I'm not going to lie to you and say I don't want it.
Well, if you do, I could let you borrow it for a bit.
That seems generous of you.
Or I could put it away, and I'll walk over to it and start putting it in the sheet because and start slowly wrapping it.
You found a bag because your schemes are going so well that you found 2 bags. You had one for the sword that you're going to get for Bluebeard, and you have this other one, and you're just like, yeah, you found a sheath for it, and you're getting ready to put it away.
Yeah.
I could just sell it. It's worth something.
Don't. If you're going to sell it, I would like to have it very much, Hannah.
Oh, you would?
Yes, you know I would. Don't play like you don't know that I would want this.
And I finish wrapping it up, and I hand it out 2 hands to Vera. Of course, for a debt.
I mean...
a favor later. I mean, you'll be protecting us with it, which will most likely
we could
be it.
Call it a new debt, or we could call an old one square. Because
wait, I do owe you.
Hannah owes me a debt.
Yeah, I would like to just call that square if you're cool with that.
I'm fine calling it square. What circle are you? And if you're not knight, can you change your character sheet?
Wes, I don't know. I didn't tell you this, but I also have been discussing it myself, and I changed my character sheet. I didn't tell you.
No.
God
I can't.
damn,
okay, I'm assuming you're.
I'm wild.
Wild.
Wait, no, I'm mind.
No, you're not.
No, that's
no, I'm wild. I don't know who I am.
You're wild.
Okay.
You're the wild circle. Yep.
I'm wild. But yeah, I will hand Bear the sword. I think you can use this.
I keep it in the wrapping though, in like whatever sort of like sheath and everything.
It looks like a pool cue bag or something like that. Like it's a very nice like leather bag or like a nice guitar case that's like a soft case instead of a hard case.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pulling it over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, Vera, that bag will disguise what's in it, so no one should know that you have the sword.
Oh, that's good. I don't know that I intended to keep it a secret, but it's nice to have the option.
We don't want Mondays to see you walking around with a sword on your back.
Very true.
Makes some people uncomfortable. But you had some questions for me.
I did. There was two things. One about a sword, coincidentally enough. And the other is about the situation back at the Woodland Apartments that I thought maybe you could help out with.
Okay. What's this another sword then?
The other sword is that I have been approached by Tiny Tim. Are you familiar?
Yes, I've seen them wandering around.
He asked if a sword had come through the shop, and it had, and I had sold it to Bluebeard. And since you have dealt with Bluebeard in the past, I was wondering if you could assist me in getting it back so that Tim could get it. It seemed like he was eager to give it to someone else. I don't really know, but he helps out around the shop. He's a good lad, and I just like to do right by him.
Bluebeard.
I feel like if someone doesn't help Tim out, he's gonna end up in a situation he can't get himself out of. I worry for him.
Bluebeard isn't one to give away their possessions easily.
No, but you're not one who deals in easy tasks.
That is true. But you have to have something to give if you want to ask for something.
Yes, that's sort of what I was wondering was, is there something he wants that we could exchange it for? He's asleep. I don't know if he has men we could do business with.
Bluebeard's asleep.
Bluebeard is asleep, yes.
Oh,
Did
really?
you not know this?
No.
He's asleep, which I honestly, and I know it's not the most scrupulous impulse, but I thought maybe it would be easier to get the sword from his sort of, because obviously he still has dealings going on, even when he's asleep. He has men and people at his employ. If we could maybe try to work with them and get it and convince them it's a good idea to get it back instead of dealing with Bluebeard directly, but it's your call, really.
So GM, remind me.
Have you described the sword yet, Vera?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Oh, I will describe it. Rachel personally does not remember exactly what it looks like.
It was a scimitar with a serpent's hilt, a head in the serpent's hilt. It was called Thuban.
Isn't that what I just sent Pan to get?
For Bluebeard or from Bluebeard?
For Bluebeard.
I'm
So
getting it for Bluebeard.
I want to recall to you.
Like, I'm trying to steal it
Vera,
for Bluebeard.
You sold this sword to Bluebeard.
Yeah, I sold.
Hana, Bluebeard's asking to look for this sword. He sent you to go.
So this reeks of an insurance scam, if I'm honest.
When did you sell this sword to Bluebeard?
On the 19th.
Same day that he asked you for it.
So this is thoroughly an insurance scam.
So Bluebeard owns a sword that he's asking me to find. To either steal from him or... Interesting. Did the last location of this sword was a pawn shop that I heard.
A pawn shop? Interesting. The other thing that I've just now remembered that I know is that Maddie found a potion on him while he was sleeping at the Remembrance Day. He had a suggestion potion on his person.
That was used or unused?
Unused, if I recall correctly. Unused.
So he had a potion to suggest something to someone.
Yes.
And a sword that he had purchased and then asked for.
Correct.
And Pan found it at a...
Did he find, like, truly the authentic version of it.
Pan wouldn't come back or call me if you messed up again.
Because, why? Now, sorry, I was distracted. Why would he want to do that? Did he declare that it was stolen from him? He was just telling you to search for it?
Oh no, he just wanted it. He never told me it was stolen. He just wanted the sword.
So, okay, so he wanted the sword.
He explicitly asked you, Hana, that he was looking for the sword.
Mm-hmm.
He could not find it. He needed you to find it for him.
What time did he buy it, and what time did he talk to Hannah?
Right before you closed operating hours, like when you're closing up shop, like let's say around 7 p.m.
Yeah.
He bought it from you, wrapped it up, put it in a bag, walked on out. Hana, putting that together, I'm just going to tell you right now, timeline, went immediately to your shop, like your club, and said, I need you to find this sword for me. I can't find it anywhere.
Okay, so I don't know what his game is, but it's bullshit. And
Well, either way, I should have the sword soon.
all right, well, let me know, because I mean, if Bluebeard wants to play his game, we can always play our own, I guess.
I'm more curious about this potion he had.
Very curious. I don't know who the intended target was, but can't have been anything good. Oh, there was a Mundi there, but that seems outside of his sort of realm of interest, at least to me.
Sorry, I have too many notes.
It's okay.
In game, Hana's like flipping through books and scrolls and stuff.
I have given you a bit of a riddle, and y'all are so close to figuring it out. Okay.
Anyway, well, you can sort your notes. I do have a second question.
Yes, what's your second question?
So, in order to cure the sleeping thing, we need to find the tree that the potion was brewed from. You're good at tracking things down, so I was wondering if you could help me find a tree.
Flip through my notes.
You've already found that tree.
There was a tree that came through on X day and was sold to X person, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there.
Do you know what?
Klamushka ordered a tree.
Yeah, the tree was actually ordered by Klamushka.
Okay.
Klamushka paid and picked up that said tree. So the one we would need for that is Klamushka. Though I did have a good call from Mr. Wolf. He's going to be taking a love potion to wake up Miss Snow.
Oh, God.
I thought that'd be funny.
The sort of ramifications of that afterwards are going to be a bloody nightmare.
It wears off. It's not going to be a permanent.
No, I don't mean the ramification of the love potion. I mean, once the love potion wears off, the political implications of what will be happening inside of the business office are so complicated that I shudder to even consider what sort of work environment they will be
wonderful.
dealing with.
My man's wicked desperate.
Poor Buffkin will have to fill us in on all the details.
Does Bigby know about the tree? Can we tell him about the tree, or is he really gonna go through with this?
You all have information you have not shared with each other.
Bigby just called me asking for something.
About the tree.
Bigby didn't ask me if I knew how to wake them. Bigby just asked me for a love potion.
All right.
I gave him the information he asked.
I will have a conversation with Mr. Wolf, sort of, about
Please don't
are
ruin
appropriate measure. Hannah, this is.
Starts moving the sword away from Vera.
I've got it on. I'm wearing it at this point. Like,
Ooh.
Look, sort of sleeping damsels. I don't think Snow can go through that twice. she's sort of dealt with that enough. I am gonna talk to Big B Wolf about this. I'm very sorry to ruin your fun. I am sure that you are powerful and creative enough to cause problems another way.
He doesn't have to use it. The deal's already been made, though.
True, you can hold him to that bargain for sure. And I think just the existence of a sleeping potion on his person, or a love potion on his person, will cause enough issues.
Also,
would be
Hana, you've got a love potion in stock. This is like a cut and dry. This is easy.
Hana, do you want me to drop the love potion off, collect payment, and then tell Bigby for you?
I'm gonna make him come and get it.
All right, understood.
All right. Is there anything else you two need to discuss further?
No, I think we just go. I go more and more into detail about the sword, more in detail about the sale of the tree. I give you details on, like, try to look more into the day. I would start with Vera's help if possible. Start researching that day, just that day in general. I want to know what else moved through the day that Bluebeard asked me to do this, and the day that the tree. So anything weird between the tree being sold and Bluebeard doing this sword business, I'm now investigating.
I love this so much. And with that, we are going to move on over to Buffkin. Buffkin, do you have a destination in mind as you go ahead? You've done your work for today, and you like you see Bigby sitting there at the desk. What's kind of like your whole plan of action? You're trying to do your big Buffkin on Broad. What do you do? What are you doing?
Big Buffkin on Broad. Amazing. I want a shirt of it now. Thank you. So a couple of things are sort of on his mind in that regard, but it's just being like strategically available for shenanigans, essentially. Like I feel like it's a hit the streets move. I feel like.
All right.
And just seeing monitoring the progress of how this sort of thing escalates, and who and what sort of reacts to it, I think is the move. Okay,
so who do you have in mind of, like, because that's the circle we're going to determine who you're rolling for with Hit the Streets. So who do you have in mind? Who do you think could benefit from having Buffkin's help the most at this point? You trying to get into some shit.
I think it might be time to follow up with Colin.
Colin. All right, so you are going to roll with Wild.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's probably smart. That's a 10.
On a 7 to 9, you choose one. On a hit, they're available and they have stuff. Let me see if there's any kind of like plus. No. Okay. So you're looking for Colin. It's very quick. So first off, you are like, okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get to the farm and everything like that. So you go ahead and you call up the farm.
So I would have known that Bigby has shipped him the fuck off. I think is
since then he has been shipped back up to the farm. So you're gonna go ahead. You give a call up to the farm, Blue is up there, because everybody else for the most sense is asleep. So Blue was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the farm. So you go ahead and call, and Blue goes, this is the farm. Can I help you?
Certainly. This is Deputy Mayor Buffkin. If you didn't know, now you know.
Deputy Mayor Buffkin. You're really leaning into your title now.
Just in case it helped. It helps.
Okay, looks good on you, Buffkin. Looks good on you. What can I do you for?
I'm enjoying it for as long as it lasts, which honestly might not be much longer if we do our job right. But most importantly, I need you to put in touch with one Colin for me, if you have the opportunity.
Oh, Colin. Yeah, Colin, one of the three little piggies, huh? I would love to get you in touch with Colin if Colin was here right now. Can I leave a message? Take a message for him?
He's not here?
No. So, this morning when we went to do, a little bit of breakfast and stand up, his brothers said that they hadn't seen him all morning. You know how he's probably taking a morning constitution or something, you know? He's probably off on a walk, one of his long walks where he comes back later, you know?
Interesting. You just tell him D&B call.
I'll go ahead and let you know. I'll let him know, okay? And, hey, if you for any reason run into him, go ahead and let him know that, Double B's looking for him, okay? And that he needs to get here very quickly.
Keep that in mind, Double B.
Thanks, Buffkin.
And he hangs up.
Perfect. You hang up, and Bigby looks in and goes, what was that about?
Just checking in on your old roommate.
He's not my roommate.
See, I said old roommate.
Okay. All right.
In your defense, I probably could have said ex-roommate to help that enumerate a little bit better.
Please, I don't want to talk about X's and O's right now. Can you do me a favor, Buffkin?
You want me to forget the contents of your previous phone calls? That's what I thought.
Make yourself scarce, all right? Do something about your investigation. Don't you have some friends that you want to get in contact with or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit. What about you? What's the rest of your night looking like?
I am going to see what I can do about this whole business, and I'm going to start planting one on folks and seeing if anything sticks. And that's about what my job until I can get any kind of semblance of help from your friends there. Go ahead and let that Khadija lady know, by the way, that you only got to start delivering on some things, or that apartment's going to start looking scarce here real soon. Okay?
Well, easy. First of all, you literally just got there, so maybe calm down a little bit.
There's a state.
And second of all,
okay.
Really, planting was the word you decided to use. Really?
I am not one with words. I am not one with sensitive emotions and feelings.
As someone that says a lot of words, you like I put me, like you, Amin, Maddie in the top 4. You should really maybe just think about the things that you say before you say them. Call it a free favor from your deputy mayor.
Deputy Mayor, do you have any rounds that you have to make out of the office?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. But before I do, and he turns on the radio, and Staying Alive from the Bee Gees starts to play, and then he flies around and flies his ass out of the office.
You fly out of the office, and you're floating down, and you hear clops of hooves coming up the steps, and you run right into Colin. He goes, "Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you here."
I was just calling, correct me if I'm wrong, Farms Upstate, right?
Yeah.
I was just calling upstate for you. You probably don't want to go inside right now.
Oh, no, I was just gonna head to old Bigby's room, probably see what's on the television, have a drink or something, maybe a smoke, You want to join in?
Why would you put me in the middle of this situation? Sure.
Oh, okay, great. Hey, you looking kind of you looking kind of stressed, but also kind of confident. You got a glow about yourself there, Buffkin.
Lots happened in the last 24 hours, Colin, since you've been shipped upstate and somehow made your way back into the city so quickly.
Okay. So, let's say something,
By the way,
all right?
Double B sends their regards.
He'll be fine, okay? Nobody's gonna take it out on him. We're in a state of emergency or so, I hear.
Kind of looks behind him. Yeah, I'd say so.
So, look, I got some free time. You can kind of bring me up to speed. Is there anything I can do for you, Deputy Mayor? You look like you got a lot on your plate.
Boy, Colin, do I. Boy, do I.
Okay.
And I do. I think you're just the pig I need.
Perfect. Well, we head over to Bigby's apartment, step into my office, and we can talk all about it.
Yeah, because we definitely don't want to go to my office.
Perfect. You quickly go to Bigby's apartment. You see Colin goes to a dead plant, moves it over, and takes the key, picks it up with his mouth, and goes, you mind helping me out here, buddy? Grab the key, unlock the door.
Fingerprints are going to be on this. I am complicit in this crime.
Nah,
This is great.
I'll make it real stinky in there. He won't be able to tell the difference. And go ahead and go into Bigby's apartment. Describe Bigby's apartment. It's pretty sparse. It's spare. There's a table with a couple of chairs, bottles of whiskey, cigarette packs. It does smell like cigarette smoke quite a bit. There's not really a bed. There's a very lumpy, comfortable lazy boy sitting in front of a TV that he tends to sleep in. And the kitchen, it's a kitchenette. It's got like those small 1970s like style ovens and stovetops. It's got a sink. It's got an ice box and a fridge. It is very, very sparse. It is not very great living accommodations. But you see Colin goes ahead and he grabs a bottle with his mouth, and then he sits in Bigby's chair, and then he nudges the television on. And he goes, okay, go ahead and pour some drinks and lay it on me. What do you need, buddy?
So you know, what's his face? Russian guy. Actually, Jacob just forgot his name. Just left my brain.
Rasputin?
No. Mada. What's it called? M something.
Masha.
So you know Masha, right?
Yeah, I heard that guy got his ass kicked by you.
All right, cool. So you're already caught up. Wonderful.
Whole farm's talking about it. Real proud of you, bucko.
Thank you. So there's a reason why I wanted to make sure that spread is I sort of want, as my friends are continuing to investigate really what happened with everybody falling asleep and things, I'd like to make sure that they don't have any heat on. So I want to make sure that you, or the reason why I need you, is it probably doesn't make a lot of sense safety-wise for me to continue to show myself, and he snaps his fingers and shows the glamour, and then snaps his fingers and shows off and turns it off. In this way, especially if I'm by myself, that's probably not smart.
Okay,
now,
yeah, makes sense.
So, but if you get kind of all caught up in this mess, you'll probably be sent back upstate and rinse repeat again, right?
Yeah, I have my ways back down here. I know a farmer, and then he knows a carnival worker. We got a good situation working out.
How long can that last, Colin?
How come our cycle last?
Yeah.
I can keep this thing going up until the cows come home, I tell you what, you know? The farm's not in a great state, you know?
I see.
There's a lot of holes. A lot of people hurting up there.
But maybe, given my DMB title and all, maybe there's something I can do for you.
I like what that sounds like a lot.
Maybe a little bit of legislation. Help you and your brothers out.
A little help?
A little help.
Some new digs?
I think so.
Better slop?
The best slop.
Maybe a couple drinks sometimes.
Easy.
Alright, I like how that sounds. What do you need from me, bucko?
Really just eyes and ears on the situation. See what moves Masha and his brethren are making, and maybe just let me know when you can.
Just call me a pig in the city, alright? I got you. They won't even hear me coming.
You sure? You gonna take a shower before you go out, though?
He looks over at Bigby's bathroom and goes, I'll try my best.
All right. Cool.
You have
was
shared
really
a
it.
moment of emotional intimacy with Colin.
Mm-hmm.
So you can demand a promise from him if you want to.
Yeah, essentially that's what I'm
Okay.
doing.
Okay. Okay. Got it. If they refuse you, he's not refusing you or breaks the promise, then he will owe you a debt. Got it. Perfect. All right. I will mark that down. Perfect. Excellent. Good.
And as part of I guess we kind of sort of changed mid, which is totally fine. Like, because I mentioned like hitting the streets, but
yeah, hitting the streets.
This works fine.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I was gonna say you could do one on top of that because he's doing something for you. He's gonna hit the streets where he's gonna be your eyes and ears with these Russians and stuff like that. So if you wanted to promise something else on top of him, like anything like that, that's perfectly fine. Him not getting caught, essentially, we can say is that promise of him like being subtle and not getting caught and everything like that.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, because Colin's not subtle, so like,
So him making sure that he stays subtle. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Excellent. Okay. Sick. Yeah, and y'all continue to hang out, and you catch him up on everything that's going on.
Certainly.
Khadija, you want to confront Shanti, correct?
I do.
All right.
I do.
Let's make that move. You are. We're guessing where you're walking there. You're gonna walk, so you can collect your thoughts, have time to think and everything. Are you gonna go to the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. And Amin, we will bring you in at a dramatically appropriate time. Khadija, you take the long walk to the Woodland Apartments. You go to the front desk, and you see Grimble at the front desk, looking very grumpy. He just goes, "Hello. There's mail for you, by the way. Not that it matters or anything."
Right. Cool. Thanks. So I go over and I'm going to snag the mail. And I'll open it.
It is common stuff, just saying like, "Hey, you welcome. You're part of New York City's like utilities and things, it's, hookups and everything like that." There is one postcard that is marked "Delivered to Shanti."
Yeah, I'm gonna read that shit.
It just says, "Missing you from miles away. Hope to see you soon." And it is a postcard from Times Square. And it's not marked by anybody. It just says, "Missing you from miles away. Hope to see you soon." And it's got a big like Times Square photo on the front of it.
Cool. I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Perfect, for the most part. You go ahead and you take the stairs. And you walk up and you get to the front door of your apartment. And you just walk on in.
Yep.
You walk on in and it's quiet. And the door opens and it closes behind you and the lights turn on. And the door swings open to the bedroom, and you see Shanti standing there, and her going, "Boki, what the hell happened to you? I've been so worried about you. What? Please, are you okay?"
Shh.
Bitch, don't you fucking trifle with me.
Bitch. Trifle.
I'm pretty sure I didn't stutter.
No, you didn't.
Funny how that works.
Is everything okay, Boki?
I don't know. Seems I've been missing you from miles away. Want to tell me what that's about?
What are you talking about?
I pull out the postcard and I hold it in my fingers. And I turn it so like she could see both sides and I stick it back in my pocket.
She goes, "Times Square? Never been? I don't know. Is it signed by anybody?"
I don't know. Doesn't appear so, but you've been shady lately, so.
Seems pretty shady to read somebody else's mail as well.
It's a good thing it's a fucking postcard and I didn't have to open it.
It's a really good thing. Are you feeling all right, Boki? Maybe you need to sit down and we can talk about this.
Maybe you need to stop telling me how to live my life. Or better yet, maybe you should tell me who and what I really am, because apparently I'm really not Khadija, and this body isn't mine. So let's start there. Funny how you haven't been able to contact me, right?
I have been worried about that. I was wondering if maybe you had died or somebody had taken you from me. I've been looking for you all day and all night, and I couldn't find you.
Shanti, let's not fucking mince words here. What pawn am I, and what the fuck are you doing? Because we both know that this shit ain't real.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
Everything. That's a big ask for an afternoon.
I guess it's good that we have the afternoon then. Unless you're gonna run out and do whatever fucking shady shit you do.
Shady shit that I do? You mean securing funds for us? Making sure that...
Who was I before you met me, Shanti?
Go ahead and roll Persuade an NPC.
I don't know if I want to do all that.
Roll with heart. Oof.
That's a 9.
They counter your offer, demand payment, a debt, a favor, resources before agreeing to follow through. How about this? I'll tell you who you were before all this, and you let me know exactly what you've been doing with those friends of yours running around. Especially that Maddie bitch.
Oh, whoa. Let's not start fucking throwing shit around when she didn't do nothing. You did.
I recall that you came into our home, throwing around shit. So I'm just throwing it right back.
Bitch, this ain't my home and you know it.
I'm more than...
You don't have control over me anymore, Shanti. It kind of sucks, doesn't it? Big old fucking stick in your spokes. And you know what? I'm living for it. This is better than any sex we've ever had.
Damn, that's good. You see her lip quiver just a little bit. She's keeping the steely gaze, but her lip quivers just a little bit. She goes, I know that you think that you have a lot of power right now, and that you're very bold, and you can do what you need to do, but I have something that you can't get a hold of. And
my memories. At this point, I don't need them, Shanti. I don't care what power you think I have or what power I actually have. I don't care if I go out into the streets of New York City and get run the fuck over. Because I'm not me.
Your family.
And I never was.
Your family would care.
I don't care, Shanti. I don't even know who the fuck they are. Thanks to you.
Well, they know who you are, and they are worried sick about you.
Sucks that I don't have any fucking emotional fucking attachments to them. Now, don't I?
And I have all of that. I have all of it.
I don't care, Shanti.
You don't care?
I don't care, Shanti. I don't care, Shanti. I don't think you understand because you've never seen me mad. You've never seen me out from underneath your fucking boot. And I'm telling you, you better fucking talk. What am I? And why am I?
It would seem that we're at a stalemate here, Boki.
Then get the fuck out. Get out. If you ain't gonna say shit, you ain't gonna make yourself fucking useful, get the fuck out.
I'm willing to talk if you just talk back with me. I asked a question.
What did Maddie do? Freed me.
Good. You say that you're not Khadija Farouk? You want to know who you really were? Or were?
Does it even matter? I just want to know what I am.
You are an Obeefo. From our homelands, you are a spirit. Something that has lived on this earth before and past and has just circled the drain pit of life. And I plucked you and gave you purpose. I gave you a vessel, and I gave you love and care and nourishment.
You are toxic. You are toxic. You think that plucking me from the afterlife and forcing me into a body that was not mine is love and care? Girl, you been drinking today?
I gave you a second chance, your spirit a second chance.
What you did was you stole me, much like these fucking colonizers who steal everything else. You are no better than they are. How dare you throw that under the guise of love and care? I was resting.
I'm just
What is my what? Why? Tell me that. Why?
When you live a long time and you see things taken from you, from people that you know, it leads you to do things. Things that you're not proud of, but things that you have to do. It's the 80s, baby, and sometimes you have to play their game, okay?
Shanti, I took down a fucking mogul. I took down a tycoon before you ever met me. And I didn't have to do that by using people in this way. I did it without any fucking magical ability whatsoever. I was a Mundi. And I did that shit.
Technically, Khadija Farouk did.
But that's me though, right? That's what you keep trying to tell me.
That's who you're inhabiting.
Then she did that. Without me. You've killed this girl. So it doesn't matter if her family misses her, because she's already dead.
She was already dead when she took out Crystallos Midas. Do you think they were just going to let that slide? Do you think a powerful man like that was going to let somebody just do that to him?
You want to talk about being around a while? It's evident that my spirit is pretty old. It doesn't matter what happens after the fall. The fact is, she did it. And she, a martyr, if you will, made that change. And it is not up to you to decide what her fate was going to be. You fucked up, Shanti. You could have gone about this a lot better.
It doesn't really matter anymore.
Guess not.
No. And the door knocks. Amin, look at the mess you've stepped in.
I'm gonna go towards the door, but and I have my handle on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And before I open it, I turn to look at Shanti and I say, I want a fucking divorce. And then I open the door.
There's a mean beg.
Hey.
Hi.
You busy at the moment? I can use your help on something.
I'm going to look back at Shanti and then back to me, and I'm going to say, no, she was just leaving. She had some business she had to take care of or something. Isn't that right, dear?
I'm a very busy woman, Amin. I would love to stay and chat, but I've got things to take care of.
Can Amin read anything?
Oh my god,
Because I mean,
please
come
do.
on.
I need you to roll figure someone out with mind right now.
Because I'm just like...
You're
Figure
essentially
something out is
reading a
with...
situation. Yeah.
I'll actually give him a +1
Mind.
since he's in my web. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
care.
oh
I'll
yeah,
give him
you get a
+1.
+1, yeah. So you roll with mind, and that's a +1.
So that makes that a 9.
A 9, even with the extra +1?
That is yep, that's
Okay.
the +1.
On a 7 to 9,
Because I don't have anything in mind.
they're going to ask one of you as well. If you're in their circle, ask an additional question, even on a miss. You're not in her circle. That's power. You are Mortalis. All right, so you get to ask, who's pulling Shanti's strings? What's Shanti's beef with, or what's your character's beef with Shanti? What's your character hoping to get from Shanti? What is Shanti hoping to get from somebody? What is Shanti worried is about to happen? How could you get Shanti to do something? How can you put Shanti in your debt? And she gets to ask the question of you.
Oh, for me?
Mm-hmm.
How can I get Shanti in my debt?
It seems that things are tense right now with Khadija and Shanti. So probably mending things like that, or at least, helping out with that would definitely put Shanti in your debt. Or utilizing your business connections for Shanti's sake would probably.
Yeah.
Now,
like
Shanti gets to ask a question for you.
Absolutely.
What the fuck is Amin doing in her apartment right now? Other than just asking for Khadija's help, what is Amin doing here?
Amin is at the apartment because Amin believes Khadija is the most dangerous person he knows. At least physically dangerous to people. Because Hana is the type of person who will pull a bunch of strings and maybe have you fucked up, but not necessarily directly. Khadija will fuck up someone directly, and Amin could use that.
Excellent. She's going to, you see her gather her bag and a notebook. It's kind of like a nice leather-bound trapper keeper kind of thing with like a pen slot and things of that nature. And she goes, duty calls. You two have fun. And she looks at Khadija and she goes, maybe we'll talk more about this later, Boki. And she
I don't plan on it. And I say, oh, wait, Shanti. And then I'll hand her a postcard. You don't want to keep your other waiting.
She takes the postcard and she looks at it. And she goes, interesting. I don't think I'd know anybody that would send me a postcard. Seems kind of touristy. And then just, you see the postcard erupt in flame, almost like a flash paper, like just flash paper. And then she just drops it. And it just falls to the ground. She goes, have a good day, you two.
As she's walking out, can I do just a smidgen of a thing?
What are you doing?
I'm just going to drop a card in her bag.
Go ahead and roll mislead, distractor, trick for me.
Oh, God. My dice are going to turn against me at some point. And there it is.
Okay. All right.
Mislead, distractor, trick. You know what? That is rolled with...
Mind.
Yeah, that's a 4. That's a 4.
Yeah, on a miss, you're not able really to drop a card or anything on.
I'll just drop a card on the floor.
Yeah, I will tell you
Awesome.
right now. I'm not going to keep a secret from you. You're going to find something missing on your person after this scene.
Great. Wonderful. Fantastic.
Perfect.
Nice.
If it's my car, I'm going to kill a bitch.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh. All right, the scene is y'all's.
Come on in.
You good?
Yeah, I don't think Shanti and I are going to be together anymore.
Not to be crass, but when we last talked about you and Shanti, you were talking about riding her face or her riding.
Listen, there's a lot that I can't explain right now, especially because I don't fucking trust you.
That's fair.
I'm not going to.
Great.
But I will tell you that shit is not going well.
You know, that seems to be a common thread here in Fabletown right now, honestly.
Yeah, so I've heard. Minimally.
Would you like to do something to keep you busy?
Depends on what you need.
I have to go see a Mr. Midas.
Oh. Oh, you do?
Indeed.
Cool. What do you need with him?
Well, since you don't trust me, let me be as honest as possible with you. I need muscle. Just in case things go off kilter, I feel like you're one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. The whole spirit ball thing is really fucking terrifying, but it's also pretty cool and incredibly dangerous from the looks of things. And I have a gun.
Yeah, you're pretty squishy.
Exactly. I don't imagine this just makes you trust me, but there is payment involved. Should you decide? No, I think you do. But here's the thing.
No. I mean, hear me out. I have a funny feeling that if you bring me with you, I will be more trouble than good.
Good.
No, as in you associating with me will get you hurt.
And Amin has like a genuinely like fun laugh at this. He's like, you don't trust me. You know why you don't trust me? Because I'm not trustworthy.
Yep.
I'll put it like this. All of this shit that's happening in Fabletown right now doesn't mean anything to me. These sleeping people, they could sleep forever for all I care. Because eventually then that would mean I become mayor and I run Fabletown.
Okay. Nice ploy. Honestly,
it's not a ploy. It is just
because I don't know these people.
Exactly. Who better to have in a position of power next to you than someone who doesn't really trust you? I don't need you to trust me. No, I don't need anyone to trust me. I need loyalty. And whatever it takes to get your loyalty is what I'm willing to do.
Cool. You mean that?
I'm here. And I know you could kill me on a whim. So.
Here's the thing. This is going to be a very quid pro quo type situation. Right?
Fair enough.
I will tell you why having me there is not ideal. But in turn, you will have to swear not to say a goddamn thing, because I will kill you.
I am very attached to being alive.
Cool. I'm the reason why he's broke.
Oh, that's even better. I do have a question for you, though. Were you using this body when that was the case? Oh,
that's
come on.
Very convoluted answer. I'm not Khadija.
I want to step in here mechanics-wise just real quick before y'all go forward. We all know the state of our characters by now. We know how people act. We know how they interact with each other. Would you consider that this amount of rapport and honesty that's coming from each of you, that this would be a moment of emotional intimacy from either one of you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd
absolutely.
say so, for sure.
So, all right. When you share a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, with another person, tell them a secret about yourself or owe them a debt. That is for Khadija. Either way, they enter your web. They're already in your debt. He's already in your debt. He's in your web.
Yep, so... Okay.
Okay, so that's the secret part. All right, so this is important because we got to look at a meme. When you share a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, for the first time with someone who isn't mortal, mark corruption. When you figure someone out you've previously shared a moment of intimacy with, roll with heart instead of mind. So this is your first time sharing a moment of intimacy with Khadija. So, mark corruption. Does that mean that you level up your corruption?
That puts me at a full corruption.
So you get to choose a corruption move. All right. Perfect. Okay. Goddamn. All right, continue.
Look, it seems like this may be more symbiotic than anticipated. I'll owe you, you'll owe me. We can pretty much do tit for tat for however long. That doesn't bother me.
But something bothers you.
How would you feel if you were resting peacefully and then you felt your fucking spirit get snatched and forced into a fucking body? You'd be pretty pissed.
I'm going to say that I would probably be a vengeful spirit. I would haunt the shit out of people.
Well, having learned of my true existence, that's exactly how I feel. Understood?
This makes my position of wanting you by my side all the more solidified.
Perfect. You got me, Amin, but I very much am not passing idle threats. You so much as utter a fucking word, and I hear about it, I'm coming for you, and you won't fucking see me. Okay?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
And off y'all go to deal with Crystallos Midas. The camera moves away and we go down the street towards Drury Lane Bakery Shop, where Miss Maddie is walking up.
Okay. Is it like one of those storefronts that's like there's windows?
Oh yeah, you can see everything in it.
The door like would open and
it does the ding 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 and
ding,
everything
ding,
like
ding.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, there is an alleyway to the side if you're trying to be a little bit more stealthy about this whole approach.
Okay. I'm gonna channel as
Okay.
I'm walking up.
Go ahead and roll that spirit for me.
12.
Okay, 12.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's great. I hold 3.
Perfect. Yes, you hold
Okay.
3 on channeling. Yeah, you go ahead and hold 3. Yeah, and you don't have to take 1 from below. So yeah, you just channel, you hold 3.
Oh, okay, cool.
Perfect. Yep.
I'm going to veil myself and go invisible.
So you spend 1 to go invisible from sight, physical, and electronic for a few moments. All right, and where are you going? You gonna wait until somebody opens the door to the bakery and move in, or are you going to go around the side?
If I can look through the window, I want to see if the Muffin Man is there.
Okay. You look through the window and you don't see the Muffin Man proper. You see Kay. Kay, if you do not know, for those who do not know at home, from the Fables comic, Kay is somebody from The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen. Had a troll mirror break and can now see every bad thing that a person has done.
Right. Okay,
And
yeah.
typically leads him to gouging his own eyes out, and they regrow every 10 years. He has not gouged his eyes out in some time, so they've regrown, but you can see he's wearing very thick sunglasses right now. And he typically helps out at the Muffin Man, the bakery shop, but he typically helps out in the back. It is not normal for him to be working the front, so this is pretty odd. But you can see, like, as you're watching and everything like that, you can see people going in, and he'll do the whole not looking at somebody, and he goes, yeah, thank you, and we'll grab something, or, like, take an order down or something.
Would I know how his sight works, that if I'm invisible, he might be able to still detect me?
He's got to see you. He's got to
see me. Okay.
He has to
Just want to make sure. All right. So I'm going to walk in when someone walks in.
Somebody's walking out with they've got like a birthday cake, and then you slip right in beside, and the door closes, and you just hear him go, shit, okay, good, thank fucking Christ. Oh, God. And then, like, takes the glasses off, and you can see there's just glass mirrors. If you've ever seen Red Dragon or Manhunter, how the mirror killer puts mirrors in the people's eyes, that is how his eyes look as he takes his glasses off, and he goes, okay, didn't do bad that time. Oh God, okay, all right, where is he? He's got to be back at some point. And he just starts busying himself.
So I see him doing that. Would this count as him being vulnerable at the moment?
Yes.
I'm going to ignore him. So I mark corruption on that one, because
a genuine plea for help from someone.
I would want to help,
mark
but
corruption. Go ahead and mark corruption. You're ignoring him. Perfect.
It's like, oh, this hurts. Because I would like to help, but I'm not going to. So is there like a way to get into the back kind of thing?
Yeah, go ahead and roll mind, mislead, distract, or trick. There is a way to the back, but let's just go ahead and see how stealthily you move now that you're inside the place proper.
Is this mind?
Yep.
That is, I had a 6 plus 1, 7, so yeah.
7. Okay. On a 7 to 9, pick 2. You create an opportunity, you expose a weakness or flaw, you confuse them for some time, you avoid further entanglement.
I'm going to avoid further entanglement.
Okay. And then...
come on.
It's create an opportunity, expose a weakness, flaw, or confuse them for some time.
Expose a weakness or flaw? Yeah.
Okay. You're going to avoid further entanglement with Kay, because you know that Kay's stuck here at the front. You recognize that the security cameras and stuff in here, the security in here, is not plugged up. It's non-existent. It's old. They essentially have the amount of security as is locking doors, and then they put that little, the IDT home security or whatever it's called, like the EDS security or whatever sign in the front says we're protected, no security whatsoever here.
So it's just for look, so that it scares people away when they see security.
When it comes into the security business, typically home security is not going to protect you. It is to give you the illusion, the illusion of security and safety. It is actually very easy to break into people's homes, break into people's businesses, things of that nature.
Especially if it's intended that, I want to break into this place.
Into this place specifically, there are ways to get in. So yeah.
All right, noted. So I'm going to go through the back, pass by, and apparently be undetected.
Yeah,
maybe the door swings a little bit, but
it's curtains. It's curtains, and you wait until his back is to you, and he's putting donuts, like he's refilling donuts into a donut slot for the front, and you just move right in to the back to where you can see a kitchen with a lot of ovens, a lot of mixers, a lot of standing mixers and things of that nature, and you see far in the back there's an office with a door that has like a glass window on it. That's got like that shatterproof glass on it. And you can see further back there is an emergency exit. So you're going to go back to the office. When you go up, you see there is a sign, handwritten note that says, Kay, I'm going to be gone until closing. I know that it's hard for you, but can you please watch the shop? Here's an extra $200 for you. And you can tell that there was a tape mark where an envelope had been taped to the door.
Okay.
So you could assume that there was probably some money in an envelope for Kay.
All right.
You go to turn the door. It opens. It's not locked.
I'm gonna walk in.
Okay.
What does it look like in there?
It is your basic. If you've ever been to a kitchen or any kind of business like that, the office is typically not the most organized place at all. You can see it has one of those desk calendars that have notes written all over it. You can see there are recipes written all over The place, just on sticky notes, things, there are some very old leather-bound books of recipes and things of that nature that seem to have come from the homelands. And you just see a wood carving. It's like a woodblock carving that somebody had done of the Muffin Man who lived on Drury Lane. And it was just like him with his family in front of his shop from the homelands from a long time ago. That's just sitting there. Like, it is like this shelf is like the only not like messy thing at all. And it's just different memories, just very knickknacks and things. But you do see there is a safe to the right of a desk, and there is a desk with a very old word processor on it. Seems that that's new. It would be old to like us, modern day, but like it seems brand new out of the box word processor.
Interesting. I would like to look at all these things.
Perfect. Yeah.
Can I like study a place of power, I guess?
Yeah, go ahead and let's do a study a place of power here. You are going to be rolling on Mortalis.
Yay. Okay, that's the one thing I needed. So let's.
Perfect.
No, I failed.
You failed?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
This is the time to fail. Wait, I could do a plus.
Wait, I have a question. Do I have to be there for
No.
her to? So then, yeah. Plus, I'm giving you. You have a +1 with me.
Okay, so plus
You're my
one, that's 6, and I do have a hold that you gave me from inspiration from before.
I did. You've got 2 holds.
All right, so.
So you're going to boost it up to a 7 on a
Thank
7 to 9.
Shit.
Very
Amazing.
nice.
Thank you.
This is technically a hit. On a hit, you see below the surface of the reality underneath. The MC will reveal an area, NPC, or item located within that is not what it seems. You look around. Word processor you're seeing, there's it's barely been set up or anything like that. You're looking around and you find a book. You find the books for this business. And up to a certain moment, there had been... It's in the red. It's in the red. It's in the red. It's in the red. This month, purely in the black. The accounts have been filled. Debts have been paid off. This is a profitable bakery, which does not happen. You don't just instantly go in the black. You see a gradual, and it seems almost overnight.
Is there like a date of when this happened or when it started? I know it's like month by month, but is there like a moment?
It happened like a few days before Remembrance Day.
When the potion was being made?
When the potion was being brewed and it was delivered to the Muffin Man. And you can tell that there's a note. There is a payment from one Bluebeard. Catering for the event was done by Drury Lane.
I hate this motherfucker. I'm sorry. I hate so fucking much. All right, so
bought and paid for.
So Bluebeard's the one that gave the money for the potion, which helped a lot with. I'm assuming. Okay.
Which you do know, Ichabod Crane's typically the one that can handle that and make those calls. And that's, Morgana was given that order. So there seems to be something going on here. There's some tricksy stuff going on here. But it seems that Bluebeard paid off something.
Okay. Is there a note of apples or location of the apple tree or anything like that? This is just like even like anything about apples.
I will tell you. I'll tell you. Yeah. Apples were sourced from a tree from the homelands, and that delivery was made by one Masha and associates.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to remember what I have on me, like in terms of people's shit. So I have Jax. I have yarn.
Yep.
I don't think I have it from Masha. I just have yarn in here.
You have yarn from one of the good boys.
One of the good boys.
You picked up something of Shanti's.
I picked up something of Shanti's. I feel like there's one other thing, but those are the 3 I remember.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take something from the Muffin Man in this office.
Yeah, easily. There's a pin that just says Drury Lane Bakery on it.
I'm gonna take that. Okay, can I do something? Because I already kind of know
Okay.
what I want for a level up because I did level.
Okay.
It is from the Oracle tree. It is psychometry. Can I use that on that wooden piece? Because it is reminding me of something.
On a hit, ask the MC questions from the list below. 10 plus, ask 3. What is the history of this object? What bans, wards, or limits are attached to this object? Where does this object belong? What secrets or mysteries has this object been privy to? What strong emotion have most recently been near this object?
Okay, so what is the history of the object?
Okay.
What secrets or mysteries has this object been privy to?
Okay.
What strong emotions have most recently been near this object?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and answer these. Okay. This is a wood carving that was made by the Muffin Man's now dead son who died in their escape from the homelands. It was to commemorate the opening of their shop on Drury Lane. It was something that was just very nice, made for a gift. It was a gift. It is sentimental. It is what he has from the homelands, other than his recipe books. When he left, all he could grab was this and his recipe books. What secrets or mysteries has this object been privy to? You see it almost like flashes of a movie screen. You see phone calls with the Muffin Man. You see people threatening to break his legs. Multiple debtors. You see the Dumbs coming and knocking him around and holding his face over a fire. Through the glass, you can see him being held close to a fire of a stovetop. You can see there is a very sleazy-looking man holding a knife to him at one point, saying that he needs to pay up. At some point, you see a couple of the Lost Boys back there, saying that they gotta move some product for a certain somebody, and they're gonna hold it here in his freezers because they gotta keep it real cold. And then you finally see one Bluebeard with a leather-bound trunk open that has gold bars in it. And he says,
Just listen, alright? I'm telling you right now. Just make this one little thing for me, and I'm going to make all of your problems go away. You can put it in the cookies, you can put it in a cake, you can make a drink from it. I don't care. You're the chef. But if you agree to it, all this and more can be yours. So what do we say? A deal's a deal? And he extends his hand. And he says, Yes, sure, fine. A deal is a deal. Of course, yes. And they shake hands. For a moment, you see a flicker. Almost like a glamour had dropped and popped back up. It's very quick. As if contact with somebody.
On the Muffin Man or on
Bluebeard.
Bluebeard.
And then he says, Good.
I look forward to seeing great success from your work.
And he leaves. What strong emotions have most recently been near this object? Pain, hurt, fear. Someone injured the Muffin Man, and as you look down on the ground, you notice that it looks like it'd been kind of cleaned up, but not too well. There are bloodstains on the tile back there. Somebody has essentially snatched and grabbed this guy. I'm going to tell you right now, somebody black bagged him, punched him, beat him. He's scared, put a black bag over his head and dragged him out.
Okay. Now noticing that after that, and noticing like, oh, this is layers here for sure. It's not what you think. I'm going to use tracking on where the Muffin Man is because he was snatched and grabbed.
Okay.
And then I'm going to send a message mentally to Khadija, letting her know that I'm going into a dangerous situation, probably.
Okay.
And to let someone, if not her, know like where I'm going.
You send that message because it makes sense to send that message. Khadija, you're going to receive that loud and clear.
Yes, and I'm gonna respond. All you need to do is call.
Perfect. You get that. Maddie. From the front, you hear a, "Hi, can I help you?" "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to..." "Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God." And you just hear screaming from Kay at the front.
Okay, then I am going to run to the front, still invisible,
Yeah.
to see what's going on.
You see Masha is standing at the front door, soot-covered suit. Beard is wild. He has a can of gasoline. And he's just standing there with a can of gasoline, and you see Kay is screaming as he has looked at him. And he's screaming and screaming, and he says, "It's too horrible. It's too bad. What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?" And he grabs for a knife on the counter. And we
Can I do
cut.
something? Oh, shit. Okay.
Vera, Hana, you've had a nice chat. And you start walking back up to the office. And Hana, you hear a click in your office. "Ma'am, there's 2 gentlemen here to see you," and then you hear shotgun blasts. Gunfire erupts from the front of the borough. What are you 2 doing?
I looked to Hana because I assume she has some kind of protocol for this kind of scenario.
I have an alarm. I hit an alarm button.
Yeah.
I pull out a hidden weapon because I have an arsenal.
Yeah, you have an arsenal.
I pull out a giant gun.
Mm-hmm.
The door of this office locks.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do you have
And then
cameras or anything set up?
I assume I have cameras. I have cameras. This is the 80s. We have technology.
The camera pans to a wall of cameras that are revealed behind a painting that goes up into the ceiling. And we see on CCTV
Oh yeah, there's cameras everywhere.
the front door
Yeah.
as there is a Cadillac, cherry red, that is pulled up in the front. The doors are open to it, and you see one of Hana's people's guards shot on the ground. No blood or anything. And you see another van pulling up with people getting out.
Wow.
They don't look like the Russians, though. We follow the cameras inside as you see people that have worked at the borough. They are shot, and you see Tweedledee and Tweedledum. One has kicked down the door to a DJ booth and just fired a shot into the soundboard. And you see Tweedledum, I said Tweedledee is fired into this DJ sound booth. Tweedledum is standing on top of the bar, and you see him grab some liquor. He pours some into his mouth, and he throws it against the wall. He starts grabbing bottles and kind of flipping them up, and they're falling on the ground. Liquor's going everywhere. And you see Tweedledee go to like the DJ, the sound booth, find the cassette, like the boombox kind of standard thing,
Oh shit.
and just put in a cassette tape. Burning Down the House by the Talking Heads starts playing, and you see Tweedledum go, "Oh, that's a brilliant choice, brother!" And you see him pull out a matchbook, and he flicks it, and so all the matches light, and the camera moves from their hands as it kind of goes into slow motion. It goes through that round circle where we can see the window into Hana's office, and it just focuses on Hana's face.
We're not in that office. We're in the downstairs.
You're in the
secret.
downstairs office.
We're in the
Okay.
magic office.
Well, that's it. Okay, so it follows through that window.
Yeah,
goes down the
we're
doors.
we're warded.
So you
That's
can
why I
see
locked this
you're in
room.
that room. You're locked up in there, and we just focus on your face. As you can see, a group of guys, and those 2, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, have started busting up your shit. And that's where we're going to call this episode. of Fables once in future.
Just one last thing for flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that on the cameras, Vera's hand twitches up, and then she puts it down after just a moment.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So we're going to call it. Very good scenes all tonight. Everybody, thank you for sticking with us and everything. Very good. Let's go once more in the round before we go ahead and raid into somebody else. Everybody introduce yourselves. Let us know who you are. Starting with April.
Hello, I'm April. I've been playing Hana. You can find me as April Raygun. I do stuff and things on the internet with some of these fine folks. Find me soon playing other fun games with these fine folks on various Twitch channels or YouTube. Good night, good day, or whatever time you are watching this.
God damn, I think maybe April has figured it out. I think she figured it out. You just gotta be
If you turn into a robot, it's way easier.
vague as fuck. I'm so proud of you. Fantastic. Speaking of proud, we've got our very own Buffkin, Jacob.
Yo, yeah, I'm proud as fuck. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob, Duval King Jacob, on the Twitters and the Instas. My home away from home is, as my mic decides to continue to tell me to shut up, and I say, Niet! Co-founder of the Amphitheater, where we have our new campaign Tuesday nights, Totodori Fields of Wonder, which is outstanding. Wednesdays, Duval's Gimme Journey. We're wrapping up Pokemon Fire Red and getting ready to jump into Final Fantasy IX. So really excited about that. Thursdays, you can find me either bi-weekly on Waffles People Serve for Outcast and Outclassed, our Pathfinder 2e actual play. We're back on the Amphitheater for Blood and Blood Out, our Blazing Bear campaign. And then, of course, Fridays here. And then Sundays, either Duval and Dragons episode 41 actually is this coming week, which is really awesome. And it's our Current Trigger 5e D&D campaign. And then Dragonlance Dragons of Rebirth, another 5e campaign, also on Some Metagames Twitch channel. And I'm always doing stuff and being loud. So give me a follow. And what's up?
All right, perfect. Prince.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet. That's where you can find me: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, basically everywhere except Facebook, because fuck that place. Let's see what I got going on. So if you're watching this, if you were in yesterday, you just saw me on my new Expanse campaign over on the GR Crew. That's on 8 p.m. Eastern, Greater Restorations channel. I am here on Fridays at 8 p.m. And every other Friday, I'm in two places at once, where I'm also on Waffles Maple Syrup and here at the same exact time. It's wonderful. Scheduling. Yay. You can also find me on Saturdays over my sister station, Rolling These 20s. Co-founder over there, and I'm the storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, Philly by Night. We are in our 5th and final season. Shenanigans are afoot. Kane showed up. Nothing bad is going to happen with that. God just shows up and tells you, like, hey, get your shit together. And yeah, everything goes well after that, I promise. And then on Sundays, you can find me over on my own channel, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Wayward Revelry. It's a D&D 5e campaign based on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, where I throw some Feywild shenanigans and some other stuff. It is not by the book, so if you read the book and you're like, oh, I've already seen... No, you haven't seen what I'm doing there, I promise. There's other stuff going on. April said there'll be more games. There's more stuff. I'm sure Rachel will mention one of the things that is coming up, which is if you think this is messy, oh my God. Anyway, that's it from me.
Fantastic. And yeah, you say her name and so she shall appear. Rachel, what's going on?
Hi, you've spoken my name thrice, and here I am. Yeah, I'm Rachel. You can follow me on Twitter at Miss Petty Dreadful. Check out my tweets. We got some weekday streams that I'm in the process of scheduling that are kind of come up soon that I'm very excited about. So look out for the announcements for those so you can see when I'll be over on Tablegoth on Twitch. That's where I usually stream stuff. Speaking of streaming stuff on Tablegoth, check out the YouTube channel there as well as possibly Twitch for a Good Society game that I'm running for some of the people on this screen and some other of your favorite people who are also in that game. As Prince alluded to, it's very messy. It's been a gift and a joy to run, so I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Fantastic. Raven, you're vibing over there. Go ahead and let us know what you got going on, all right?
I got burning down the house on.
There you go. Hey, it's a bop. It's a bop. It's good.
It's a bop.
It's good.
Hey everyone, I'm Raven, also known as Rocket Raven. I can be found, actually, when you see this, it'll be the day after my 1-year Twitch partner anniversary. So I hope that you were able to come hang out with me because it's going to be a 12-hour stream. It's going to be lit. Or maybe, I don't know, I might just fall asleep because I'm old. I also do a lot of TTRPG stuff. Right now, I am starting to get back into a few more campaigns because I did take the most of August off because I was spent, but you need to follow me on Twitter at Wreck-It Raven so that way you can actually see what I'm doing. I also play a lot of Final Fantasy, and I've started writing Final Fantasy fanfic. Whatever. And I'm actually going to be working closely with one of my good friends to start writing some more campaigns, including something that I'm not going to tell you about just yet, but it's gonna be great.
I love secrets.
Secrets, yes. That's it. Just find me.
Excellent. And speaking of finding, you don't have to look hard. There they are, Sade Ambrose. Go ahead and bring it home.
Yo, everyone. It's me, Sade, or Ambrose, she, they. You can find me everywhere as @SSAmbrose_ or @SSAmbrose everywhere else. I am getting ready to ramp up for my season 2 of the Arcane Core Seekers. So I'm really excited about that. We're almost done and we're doing our session 0 and it's going to be fantastic. I think by the time that this is recording. Or playing. So yeah, cool. Other than that, the Lovely Craftians is literally wrapping up our season finale and it's going to be a doozy. I think it's the final episode and then there's the epilogue. After that, please come to the Discord to drop in your questions. If you have any Q&A questions you would like answered about the series so far, because this story is at its end. We'll be taking on a different story. We'll take a mini break afterwards, but Q&A session to answer all of your lore questions about the world that has been built by all of us. So yeah, come to the Lovely Craftians Discord. We have a Q&A channel, and please drop it there. And that is me, and take it away.
Excellent. And my name is Wes Franks. My pronouns are he, they. You can follow me on Twitter at ThirstTrapMoth. You can also follow Carrion Comfort Studios at ComfortCarrion on Twitter to get any and all updates that come from this channel. We're going to have more updates about stories to make you shiver, a upcoming actual play series that's going to be run by Xander from Critical Failsafe Studios using the Shiver system, and we have a fantastic cast that is going to be playing that game with us, so stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a great time. So go ahead and look up all that stuff. We've got an announcement with a QR code, and we've also got some ARG stuff going on with that game, so keep your eyes out. We're going to be having updates for that soon. Other than that, support us on Patreon. Shout out to Dice Envy and 1985 Games. Go ahead and use code COMFORT at checkout at either one of those stores to go ahead. If you're getting dice, miniatures, battle mats, what have you, dice trays, go ahead and use code COMFORT to get 10% off your order from there. That takes care of your shipping and some tax. So, go ahead and let them know that we sent you. It helps us out as well. Go ahead and support us on Patreon. Thank you so much to our patrons. You've helped us so much for having this show be made possible. If you would like to tip this wonderful cast for all of their fantastic stuff they've done today and for our next few episodes that we have coming up, then go ahead and hit !Fables in the chat. That brings up our Pally link, pally.gg/Fables. And it is going to allow you to compensate them for their hard-earned work. Go ahead. I think we might have hit a goal tonight. If we did, I don't know. This is pre-recorded, but awesome. But once we hit that goal, that's character and show playlists that are going to be dropped for you. After that, we've got a twofer special guest coming up. So hit that one. It's going to be at $300. So booyah. Go ahead and hit those goals. Crush them, smash them, boil them in the stew. Go ahead and hit that. You're not going to want to miss that. Fantastic stuff coming out soon. I'm tired. We're tired. We will catch y'all on the flip side. We're going to go ahead and raid into somebody that's streaming currently right now. Go ahead and show them some love. Go ahead and let them know that Carrion Comfort Studios sent you. And stay tuned next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for more Fables What's in Future. And do not forget, comfort comes soon. Peace.
Burn down your house.
Ah!
Please don't.